Hey everybody, Roar the Lions UK. I'm Matthew Turner. He is Ashley Soden, and unexpectedly here for an extra show because it is, of course, week 17. Vikings, at home against the Green Bay Packers, and this one will determine the Lions' fate for tomorrow at the very least. A Packers win and our Lions win on Monday will clinch the division and the number one seed in the NFC. A Vikings win basically renders the Lions game tomorrow completely redundant and brings it all down to week 18 at Ford Field. So everything for the Lions in terms of trying to end this week rides on the Green Bay Packers. Ash, how you doing, mate?
Doing good, especially since bit of breaking news as we've come onto the podcast. 49ers cornerback Chardavius Ward has been downgraded to out with personal, meaning he will not be playing tomorrow, and it means it's either Isaac Yiadom or Rocky Sin taking that starting spot at the other corner spot, aka J-Mogo Burr.
It's going to be a fun one. I hope everyone's well in the chat. I hope you've had a good Christmas. It was a fun one in the Turner Goodyear household. So got a load of good things. Ash, how about you, man?
Yeah, I've got some good things as well. Obviously, got my new little black ball that's up there in my background. I got a 2015 Aston Villa jersey from the FA Cup final we played in that we lost 5-1 to Arsenal, but hey ho.
Oh,
And
geez.
it's
Have you
like,
seen why Travarius Ward's not playing?
no.
His daughter's died.
Oh, sugar.
It's just posted in our Discord channel. Carlton put it in. Carlton Wood. Travarius Ward announces death of 1-year-old daughter.
Fucking
That's
hell.
atrocious,
That is
man.
atrocious. Fucking hell.
Prayers out to Travarius Ward, man. That sucks. Sorry to bring the tone down.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go. That is very sad. Hey to everyone in the chat. To bring the mood back up, tell us what you got for Christmas, how you guys have done, and all that good stuff. And we'll go through this Packers-Vikings game. So we have the inactive list out for this one. Packers are missing some really big names coming into this game. On offense, no backup tackle Andre Dillard and no starting ex-wide receiver Christian Watson, who continues his injury troubles since he was drafted. On the defense, no starting linebacker in Quay Walker, no starting cornerback in Jair Alexander, no starting safety in Evan Williams, and no backup safety in Omar Brown. They are hit by the injury bug hard. And for the Minnesota Vikings, they are not missing quite so many people. Tackle Walter Rouse and centre Dan Feeney, quarterback Brett Ripien, corner Fabian Moreau, and defensive lineman Levi Drake Rodriguez. Ash, contrasting fortunes on either side. One side being massively hit by the injury bug, the other one just making elective choices for backups to miss out.
Yeah, and obviously it's a bit concerning because the one that's making elective choices is the one we want to lose. Like Direct Ripien inactive, he'll probably be, but he can still play under the third QB rule if that needs to happen. Fabian Moreau's a decent backup corner for them, but then again they've got like Shaq Griffin there now, and they're seeming to be able to do without him. The big one that's obviously a miss for the Vikings for me is someone that doesn't even really play for them. It's just someone I've really liked in the draft cycle, and I'm pissed they drafted him instead of letting him, come here as a UDFA where we could really use him. I'm talking, of course, about Prospect X, aka Levi Drake Rodriguez, who used to play for Dan's cousin in college and is an absolute beast of a free tech. I would have loved him here. We could have really used him at this point, but he's a bit part role player for them, and they've obviously just elected to go for more linebackers, perhaps alluding to what their strategy will be on defense this week. And then obviously, just Feeney and Rouse are just veteran guys that just made inactive because they have to, kind of like we always make Sawsdell and Manu inactive. So they're relatively good. As for the Packers, Watson's going to be a big miss for them. Like there's their big play receiver pretty much gone. Means more snaps probably for Dontavian Wicks, who obviously I do like, but as having down year with his dropsies. Dillard, backup tackle, he's not really lived up to his draft pedigree, has he? And they obviously trust Travis Glover, who they drafted in the sixth this year, a lot more. So that's going to be fun to see if they have an injury at tackle. And then the other guys, yeah, Walker, well, that might be an addition by subtraction, maybe, with how he plays. Williams is going to be the big miss, though. Like I know, obviously Brown's also inactive, but he was their elevation from the practice squad this week. So actually, him being inactive is not really too much of an issue for them. But you're having two your starting secondary players out with Jair, who's when he's healthy and all pro caliber talent, and Williams has hit the ground running as a fourth round pick this year. They're hurting a bit, though. Williams being out does mean maybe a few more snaps for my guy Catan. So not all bad, but yeah, the Packers are definitely the ones that are in the worst situation with their inactives right now.
And then looking at how this game might go as kickoff is about 5 minutes away. And guys in the chat, give us your score predictions for this game. What do you think is going to happen? What's the expectation here? The Vikings at home, Ash, and 13 wins in their season. They've had a remarkable season, especially considering the fact that they're playing with Darnold, whose career, let's face it, was very much on the line this season, and he's been remarkable. Yeah. And yes, they've lost once against the Lions. The Packers have twice. Just wanted to get that in. But these are two teams that are kind of firing right now. I mean, you've got the Athletic Football Show talking about the Packers as a team that kind of really turned themselves around and now Love is mobile again, that they are playing exceptional football. And yes, Watson isn't there, but they've still got maybe the two better wide receivers playing in this game. And we will know all about their backups too, right? They always seem to score against us. And that defense is actually starting to do bits despite not having Jair for most of the season. And then on the other side, for the Vikings, they had an incredible start, rocky middle, and they've kind of come out the other end of it looking again like one of the best teams in the NFL. I mean, the Jefferson-Darnold connection is fantastic. Addison's going off of them. I mean, questions about whether he should be playing or not, but despite that, that's not up to us. He is playing, and he's racking up some proper yards. Him and Darnold look terrific together, and then you've got Hawkinson who's doing bits. Cook. That is absolutely a throwback. Oh my God. This is obviously the revenge match for, what the hell's his name?
Aaron Jones.
Thank you very much. The offense of the Vikings seems absolutely unbeatable. And then, of course, they've got a Brian Flores called defense. And if anyone can put Love off kilter, maybe it's his Vikings defense. So this is a fascinating matchup as a neutral. And, of course, we're not that neutral today.
Yeah. And then, of course, me being the statty guy, looking at how they compare in some of the aspects, it's very, very interesting. So you've got the number, according to EPA, the number 6 offense versus the number 2 defense, and the number 11 offense versus the number 4 defense. So this is very much a clash of the Titans. Like both offenses are in the top 10 for passing, one's in the top 10 for running, the other's in the it's not. The other, and then defensively, the passing defenses are both top 5. And the run defenses, you've got the Packers number 10 run defense versus the Vikings number 1. Like it's going to be a tough fought match, even before you factor in the divisional factor, the facts that obviously the Vikings are definitely still fighting for first overall seed. The Packers are fighting for sort of seeding in the wild card because the lower down they go, the more likely they have to go and play Philly, who I believe they pretty much are locked into the number 2 spot at this point, unless weird things happen like Vikings winning here, beating us next week, we lose tomorrow, and actually no, if we tie next week against the Vikings and we lose, they win, then Philly somehow gets the first overall seed, but that's very unlikely. So both teams have really got stuff to fight for. It is probably going to be a ding-dong matchup. I am not expecting some of the stuff that's happened in the early slate where it's basically been Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I'm expecting a lot closer of a fight.
All right, the chat seems universal that the Packers are going to win. Adostal says 34-20. Ross Lanef says 31-27. Bill Brett says Packers by 10. Brent says 34-31. Cheeseheads. So is it just me that with the unbiased head-on thinks that the Vikings are absolutely going to destroy the Packers? Is it just me that sees that the Vikings are a far superior team and that the 13-win record, even if the Vikings are slightly fraudulent at that record, so are the Packers at 11, and really at home, this is just advantage Vikings. No, am I totally mad?
Potentially, but as when we said earlier, still got a bit of highlights to the game against us. Unfortunately, Packers. as I said, with the early matchup, I know obviously the Vikings got that massive lead, but there's like the acceleration circumstances of this was week 4. They hadn't settled into the half defense yet. Love was just coming off his injury that he got against the Eagles. I think it was his first game back from that. So even then, it finished with a 2-point margin. Now, further on in the season, both teams have had players get injured, had players come back. So, like, obviously got Hawk back, for instance. The Packers defense has had much more time to settle into that sort of new system. Obviously, moving from 3-4 to 4-3 and all that, moving from the sort of Fangio shells to more 2 high, for instance. And then obviously the offense getting better with Love coming back. Jacobs really finding his form, them kind of working it out with the receivers as the kickoff is pretty much close by. I think the Vikings could surely win, but not by 15. It's going to be close again. There's no, I don't believe they're going to win by 15.
So, just to qualify what's happened with Travarius Ward, that news about his daughter was from October. The news for him now, apparently the personal reasons are good news, according to Kyle Shanahan, but it can't be shared yet. Nothing bad has happened, according to Kyle. So he's out, but for a good reason, 3 months after or 2 months after the awful news for him.
It might be the A word then, as the kicks away.
I am way behind you.
Oh, okay. Tell me when they go to the sideline.
Kick is now. And has been gone through the end zone, and we are going to the sideline now.
There we go. Okay.
Hey to Lisa in the YouTube chat. Experiment says Minnesota 33-27. Mark says he thinks the Vikings are going to win 34-17. Adosto agrees that the Vikings are definitely better. I think as an all-round team, and also some of their parts, I think that the Vikings are better too. Adosto just references Jimmy Carter dying, which you just posted in the Discord. 100 years old is a ripe old age. As here come the Packers.
That's a very good innings.
Jordan Love takes a snap and hands it off. Hit in the backfield as Jacobs spins out of it for a gain of 2 2nd and 8.
Oh, and of course, I'll give you one guess to who that linebacker that was blitzing was.
Ivan Pace Jr.
Yes. Again, one of our Ant's favourites out the draft class last year, UDFA. Absolute beast for the Vikings.
2nd and 8 for the Pack at the 32. Love and shotgun. Takes the snap, 2-step drop, quick throw to the right-hand side underneath. Gain of 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2. I think I said 3rd and 3 on the coverage.
Fair.
That looked like Dontavian Wicks with the catch. And checking in is Jaden Reed. Adosto said a game time decision, question mark. Yep, it was a game time decision to come and stream this, but why not? Why not? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't we?
Watch for like the sort of quick out to Reed here.
Love in shotgun takes a snap. Looking for that quick out, and it's caught by Dontavian Wicks.
Oh.
7-yard gain.
Half points. I got the right route, just the wrong player. Because I saw the, I think it was Josh Patelis giving Reed like a couple of yards cushion. So I was like, that's just prime. Just get him on a quick out, let him use his speed. But Wicks won, so we'll take it.
Big Aries on Twitch says, no go pack go crap. It's lose Viking lose. And I'm here for it.
I come back.
Definitely here for it. 1st and 10 at the 46. And Love takes a hand off and hands it off to Jacobs through the middle for a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4.
That was an interesting little run concept from them, having sort of Jacobs almost do like a sort of like orbit motion to get the handoff.
Austin Damon's asked for a time sync on the play clock. We are at 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. 2nd and 4 at the Vikings 48. Love under center. takes the snap now. Hands it off to Jacobs. Penetration up front, but he gets around it. And all the way down to 40. Fumble! And the Vikings have it!
That's not helping matters.
Did he fumble it? Or was he already down? Let's have a look. Jerry Tillery with the tackle. He actually punched Jacobs in the throat.
Yeah.
It was definitely a fumble before he went down, but Michael, I don't think you can actually punch someone in the throat. I don't know the rules of the game very well, but that feels like a foul.
Yes. And who would have thought it? Jerry Tillery making a play against the run.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, wow. Have you seen Taib's post in Discord?
Yeah, about Drew Lock.
That's amazing.
That is the Drew Lock that Denver were trying to draft 6 years ago.
Just so you know what we're referencing there, Drew Lock had himself a game for the Giants against the Colts. The Giants are now not the number 1 overall pick anymore because they won today, knocking the Colts out of playoff contention. Drew Lock had 1.18 EPA per play today. It's the 6th best of any quarterback in the last 25 years. The only people above that, Manning, Rivers, Jackson, Manning, and Brady. That's ridiculous company.
Mad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Giants are now 4th overall. Patriots are 1st overall. So Travis Hunter, your 1st overall pick.
Not yet. Not yet.
Who would you pick then? Will Campbell?
No, I just not pick that one.
Ooh.
There's no way. There's a lot of quarterback needy teams, and there are 2 quarterbacks you can draft up there. And if all it costs is a 5th round pick to move up from 3 to 1 or something, then you do that. Like, if Hunter is what you want, but I mean, if you're the Vikings. Sorry, if you are, my God, the Giants, then there's no way you draft a non-quarterback at 1.
Well, Patriots, yeah.
That's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're the Patriots, there's no way when you have your quarterback position sorted that you don't, I would say, protect him. So go into a position where you can draft the top overall tackle, and that's fine.
See, that's the issue, is that number 2 overall is Tennessee, who will also tackle needy, unless they're moving on from Levis/Rudolph.
All right, here come the Vikings. At the 38-yard line of Minnesota, takes a snap, hands it off, run up the middle, massive hole. Good tackle, actually, there in the middle by Xavier McKinney. Was that McKinney? I don't know. Number 29, yes. Xavier McKinney. Yeah. Thank you. I said it because it looked like him, and I was really like, I don't actually know who that is. 2nd down and 3. At the 45-yard line of Minnesota, Darnold under center. Addison in motion, now returns, takes a snap, play action. Good pickup by the running back on the blitz. And the tight end,
Johnny
Munt, thank you, with about a 10-yard gain. 1st down and 10. They are very good with that play action, and man, I mean, Aaron Jones is just so good in pass pro.
Yeah.
Hello to Jonathan Foster. You are not tardy at all. The game has barely started, although there has been a turnover already. I'm sure you're aware. Here comes Darnold under center at the Packers 48 and hands this one off and runs to the right-hand side. Great tackle by number 56 of the Packers. Oh, yeah. 56, of course, is Edgerrin Cooper. Came up and caught him by the ankles. That was a really good play. Stops him only for a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Yes, Jonathan, we're all shuddering, saying, or even thinking those disgusting, dirty words. 2nd down and 9. Darnold in shotgun. takes a snap, looks for the quick out, pumps and then returns, trying to escape to the left-hand side and throws it away under pressure. Third and 9. Chance for the Packers here to get off the field.
Yeah. If I'm then, I'd overload the left guard because he's definitely the weakness on that Vikings offensive line.
Mm. It's loud in there, isn't it?
I don't know. Have it turned off.
Oh, it's loud in here, considering it's the Vikings on offense. I did see some news which said that the Packers have snapped up the tickets in droves as Darnold takes a snap, looks left, doesn't get off that, and comes to the right-hand side. He's going to get sacked from behind! He gets out of it! He's going to throw, checks it down, but only a 1-yard gain. CJ Ham. Good tackle in there. It's going to be 4th down and 7. Good coverage by the Packers in zone. It did have options, Darnold, but just didn't throw it.
Yeah.
And they are in pump formation. Win for the Packers after the fumble.
100%.
Punt is away. Directional to the left-hand side. And it's out of bounds at the 14-yard line?
Yeah, 13-14.
15.
Oh, same thing. Fair. Good spot. Well, nice spot for the Packers. Let's have a look. Have PFF got their thing up? Because I might as well.
But said, Vikings doing nothing with the turnover, a sign of things to come, question mark. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. They got the things up. Yeah, of course they do. Love it.
Frank says, these are 2 teams that played against each other twice every year. They know each other just like they know us. It is true. And especially these 2 head coaches have gone up against each other quite a bit.
Yeah. And the only wrinkle really is that new defensive system for the Packers. But even then, it's still derivative of stuff that's been used in the league before. It's just how the Packers personnel play it.
Mm.
Saquon. How you have carried my fantasy teams this year.
2,000-yard season in only 16 games. What a guy. Who knew that all he needed was a semi-competent offensive line?
True.
God knows they haven't got a good play caller over there, so...
I mean, yeah. Wasn't it like third free and outs for them to open the game?
I don't know. I wasn't watching it. I was on Red Zone. Jonathan says, am I the only one who can't stand KOC's smug grin? I mean, to be fair to KOC, Matt LaFleur has the same smug face.
It's just the generic Sean McVay system face.
Yeah, arsehole.
Yeah.
Frank says, my money's on Minnesota because I know Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell want to play the best of the best. Go Lions. I kind of feel like that Dan Campbell is not unlike our own Anthony Fitzpatrick in that, in some sick way, he relishes the big occasion and would like the big occasions to be as big as possible.
Mm-hmm. Like I struggled the line. Like I agree with what Ant said earlier in Discord that if we do, let's say Green Bay do win here and we win tomorrow, I'm not resting the starters next week because that'll be 2-3 weeks without them playing. They'll be rusty. You want to continue to keep them going, even if it is you're playing 3/4 of the way, and then if it's looking relatively okay, then you put in some of the backups, but not all of them at the same time. Like maybe you give Teddy a couple of drives just to get him up to speed, maybe if you can.
He won't be active, I don't think.
True, probably. I said it, and there's like I know third QB will actually come on.
Yeah. Love with a 5-step drop and looking to throw quite deep into the corner, and he just misses Romeo Dobbs. 2nd down and 10. Looked like that developed quite well. Good pass protection by the Packers O-line so far. I don't think they've had too much in the way of pressure yet.
No,
Really?
the only bit of penetration really on the offensive line was that first play of the game where Pace just got through on the B gap blitz.
Second down and 10, and takes the snap again. Love going deeper and deeper, throws off the back foot. It's a bit of a
Ooh,
floater. Oh, he's just missed it.
Wicks is
Dontavian
injured.
Wicks, and Wicks looks
Oh, he's
really
not.
hurt. Oh, no, he gets
Oh, he's
up.
not.
Third down and 10.
He's yeah, offense and doing some power, but that's not good. Probably means oh god, it means the Lion Killer's coming out then. Maliki.
Or Bo Melton.
True. I think Melton is a bit smaller though. If you want like a sort of more like to like replacement, probably be Heath because I think Wicks is 6'3", Heath is 6'1".
Third and 10 from the Packers 15-yard line. Love takes a snap. Pressure! Throws it out of it. Is...
I think that hit the ground.
I think that hit the ground. They're calling it incomplete. Oh, that looked really close.
What did we do?
Let's have a look. Harrison Smith. It did bounce.
Yeah. What did we do with Carson? We said, oh yeah, they're having good pass protection. Back-to-back pressures.
Jonathan Grenard beat the left tackle Rashid Walker. All ends up there. That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
All right. Vikings defense gets off the field. Punt units out there. And from the 15-yard line, it should be great field position for the Vikes. Brandon Powell back to receive. Snaps away. Punt is out there. Whelan. Cracker and fair catch called for at the 35-yard line. Absolutely barnstorm punt.
Mm-hmm. Not to get all armchair head coach too soon. Why the fuck are you not running the ball, Packers?
Yeah, they've run it twice, haven't they? It's not been great. Mark says, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. 24 points probably wins it. It does seem pretty edgy right now, I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
Mark said, Love throws off his back foot way too often. It's one of those things that you can get away with every now and again, but it does seem it's like a habit for him, and I don't like it. But it is very reminiscent of his mentor, because Rodgers throws off the back foot all the time.
Exactly, and he does have the kind of, in inverted commas, arm strength to do it. It's just, definitely. As you can see, it's just not very accurate.
And Jonathan backs that point up as well. He says, can you imagine the pissing missiles Love would throw with even half-decent mechanics?
Oh, exactly.
Attila Hardy says, I would love to see Detroit's all healthy like Minnesota looks. It would be absolutely lovely to get some of our boys back. I would take just one. I would take Alonso if I could. If we can get him back, that would make a massive difference.
Like, I'm looking now because we've got our lads up. The Vikings only really have one big player on IR that played any snaps. So obviously JJ McCarthy's on there, but that's by the by. The only one they really got on there that is worth a damn is Darasaur.
Yes. I mean, it's a big miss.
Yeah.
It's a big miss. But yeah.
And then, oh my God, you look at the Packers as well. Jordan Morgan, AJ Dillon, Marshawn Lloyd.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it like to be healthy? Do not remember.
Marcus says if he's trying to be Aaron Rodgers, he's screwed, lol. I mean, it depends what sort of Aaron Rodgers you're talking about, though. If you're talking about Aaron Rodgers now, sure. But if you're talking Aaron Rodgers of his career, you're talking about a 4-time MVP.
Yeah.
Will Love win an MVP in his career? The way that the narrative is on him, if he does decide to put it all together for a season and the Packers win 14, 15 games, absolutely it's possible Jordan Love wins an MVP. I think it's... I know people want to say he's rubbish, but the thing is, he's got a bit of a special spark to him. It's more just, I think, that it's overblown how consistent he is with it.
Yeah. Like, you've got to remember as well, I know obviously they traded up for him in the first round. He didn't do very much at Utah State.
Darnold completes short to Melton. No, Naylor, sorry. Naylor. Thank you. Melton plays for the other team. 2-yard gains, second down and 8. Sorry, you were saying.
I was just saying, Love didn't really do much at Utah State. I know Utah State's not exactly the biggest program in the world, but he wasn't exactly electric there either. This was very much a tools projection by the Packers, and so far, indeterminate grade.
Oh, just got out of a sack and completes underneath to the running back for 6 to make it 3rd and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Big play coming up here. The Packers have done well getting some pressure up front, I think, but it just hasn't quite got home.
Yeah, they are suffering from what I'm now going to politely term Josh Pascal disease.
Sorry, Josh, if you're listening.
I even said in my preview, hint, hint, halftime with my game preview for tomorrow. I love Pascal to bits, but this week is very much a big game for him.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 2 then. Darnold in shotgun takes a snap, has a look for a quick throw to the left, to the right, comes back to the left, comes back to the right. Is it caught? Hawkinson bobbled that in the air, but he came down with it even as it was being contacted. Big catch for the Hockmeister and a first down for the Vikings. Darnold really well protected in that pocket. He's got time to go one way, come back to the left, then back to the right, and then over the middle. Hawkinson, maybe he already had it. Maybe he always had it.
Yeah.
Maybe I just missaw that. Okay. Over on the Packer side of the field now at the 46. Darnold under centre.
Run left. I'd run it left.
Takes a snap and toss run to the left-hand side. Well, actually, straight through the middle. And a big run up the middle for 7 yards by Aaron Jones. 2nd and 3. Well, I didn't realise it was Tyler Huntley getting the start for the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah, because Tua's inactive.
Yes, I thought.
Yeah.
But it was more, I forgot that Skylar Thompson was also let go.
He was signed to the practice squad. He's been elevated again, which was signed yesterday that Tua would be out today. Also, Jalen Waddle's also out.
Darnold takes the snap again on 2nd and 3. Play action, looking deep. Going to go for it all. Going towards the end zone. He's beating him out of zone. Incomplete. What a composition at the back end.
Yeah.
Love threw it about a half click too late. Addison goes up for it. Competition at the catch point. Addison kind of has it, but kind of doesn't has it, bobbling it around, and then it hits the ground. Keyshawn Nixon with the competition at the end there. His recovery speed was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Now you can see, using his punt return skills in a way there, adjusting to the ball in the air.
6:15, and Sam Darnold has missed a touchdown there.
Yeah.
Takes the snap. Darnold looking for a quick one to the left. Now comes back to the right. He's going to maybe run for it. He's going to come forward. He's going to have to throw it away. It gets hit late. Is there a flag? Is there no flag? That looked like a late hit on the quarterback there. Let's have a look at this. Jefferson wanted it on a little curl. Didn't get it. And the Vikings are going for the field goal. This is a long one. Will Rijkaard's got a heck of a leg on him, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 57-yarder.
7. Ooh.
Snap is good. Holds good. And it's through. No, it's no good.
No, it's just short.
It's short. The crossbar and went short. And now the Packers are set up in excellent field position. 6:02 to go. Let's have a look at this again. It looked like it was good all the way, and it kind of died at the end.
Yeah.
Oh!
Fade away.
Skolololololololol.
Also, Ant just tweeted Jameson Williams would have caught that.
Adostal just said loud dong. Fun to say that. It was a big dong, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Trollololololol. Grandizer says, hilly ho lads, hilly ho, hello governor, hello to you, Grandizer.
Hello.
No score, 9 minutes played.
Yeah. Just checking at the other game going on because I've got some investment there.
Miami 3, Cleveland 3.
How many yards has Achan got? Because I need him to get like none, please.
19. And
Yeah,
2 of 2
13
for
for the air.
13 in the air.
So
You're
what do I
done,
need
mate.
in my other? Yeah, I'm thinking about my other one at this point. Still 10 points, 4.2 points. Jefferson's got none. That's going to kill me. I'm done for. Unless that's the thing. Do I sacrifice our league for my flag football league? Because obviously you're starting Daniels as well.
Asia Tiskmat just said Big Dong as a first time chat. I'm here for that
Yeah,
in Twitch. I
same.
like it. Marcus
You
just said,
found the
I
right
am also
place.
playing A-Chan in the championship. There we go. Grandad says, love it whenever you hear Brit say hello, governor. It makes this Yanks day. It's so rare. Well, it's because no one really says it.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And Marcus said, I have T. Higgins, luckily. Yeah. Ugh.
Same.
I'm facing T. Higgins. Fortunately, it doesn't matter because my team is incredible. Unfortunately, I lost in the semi-final, so I'm playing this guy for third. What? So I have Adam Thielen, who's turned into one of the best wide receivers in the game in the last like
I
4 or 5
know.
weeks. I've got Bucky Irving and Derek Henry as my starting running backs. I've got Mike Evans, Adam Thielen as my wide receivers, along with DJ Moore, Romeo Dobbs, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle. How did I get this team? How on earth did I get this team? Right, the Packers start at their own 47 after that missed field goal. Love in pistol. Takes a snap, and they run it this time up the middle. They must have heard you, Ash, and it's a gain of 6 for a second and 4 coming up. The reason they're not running the ball is because you know what LaFleur's like. He fumbled, therefore he doesn't get a run in the next possession, just as a punishment. You're a naughty boy!
You've got other guys though.
Like who?
Chris Brooks, and then Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah, they're not Josh Jacobs, though, are they?
I mean, not many running backs are Josh Jacobs.
True. Right, here comes Love again. Stretch play to the right-hand side. He gets bottled up for a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 3. This game is so attritional.
Yep.
And Grandizer asks what we're drinking and eating. I am on, although it's my last one because I've got no Coke left, a rum and Coke.
I'm on a American Pale Ale I got from Middle called Patriot. And then I have got some chorizo slices.
Hand off but to Josh Jacobs on 3rd and 3, and he gets himself about 8 for a first down. Gutsy Cool. We have definitely seen that one before in Detroit, Ash.
Literally stole the words out of my mouth. It's like the first took a play of our playbook there with the 3rd down draw. Just get my charger, people.
Big Area says the fantasy goals give and take. I had, and anyone would say good draft on the second last, but they are killing it in my postseason 5th place. Here I come. Here we go. Right, Love takes the snap and play action under pressure, but gets it off to the tight end, which is Tucker Craft with men out in front, and he gets tackled down by Blake Cashman at the 21-yard line. Nice gainer for the Packs, but there is a flag.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say, I don't. This is me to my own horn, of course. How right I was with the Blake Cashman signing for Vikings in the off-season.
He's been fantastic. Personal foul, low chop block on the Vikings. It's a 15-yard penalty on the Vikings. Of course, it will actually be a half-distance penalty, given that it's enforced after the run.
True.
Harrison Smith with the low block. I think that's pretty unfair. I hate that call. All right. 1st down and 10, and the Packers are in scoring range. At the 10.5-yard line, 1st and 10, they can get a first down without getting a touchdown just.
Ooh.
Craft in motion and Love. Fake handoff, and it's a bubble screen to number 80, Bo Melton, for a half-yard gain, 2nd down and 10.
I was saying watch Dobbs because he had a nice matchup on the outside against Byron Murphy.
The coverage has just said that that flag was bogus. 2nd down and 9.5. Love in shotgun again, takes a snap, and this time hands it off to Jacobs for a run up the middle. Gets tackled for only a gain of 1. 3rd down and 8. I tell you what, Ash, this is a bunch of plays being called to make sure they don't lose the ability to score 3 rather than try and score.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe I'm being a bit optimistic and reading too much lines into it, setting up stuff for later as well.
Cut on asking about whether the Lions game day practice squad elevation should have been by now, but I think it's...
No, it's because it's a Monday night game. They do not have to release the elevations until the inactives time. One of the fun rules.
Love takes a snap, 5-step drop, gonna throw a little crosser, and a really good tackle to Luke Musgrave by number 4. Josh Metellus. Josh 4th down and goal. Not 4th down and goal, 4th down and 3. Looks like the Packers are going for this. Oh, no, they're coming off the field now. They're coming off.
I was going to say, as much as I obviously don't like to opposition players, I do like Josh Metellus.
Oh, Metellus is fantastic. He is a person who, when you watch him play, makes you feel happy about football. I don't really know how to put it, but he plays with a joy. Anyway, 3 seconds to get this off. Snap is good, holds good, and this one is through. And the Packers are 3-0 up.
I know people are going to be calling Lafleur coward there, but I think having watched some of the games recently, so one that sticks in my mind is the Miami game from last week for the 49ers. Sometimes in these kind of games where it seems like it's very attritional back and forth, and that's sometimes getting the points on the board, even if it's 3 instead of 7, is just a nice start. Obviously, you can't do that every time, but in this kind of situation, being the first one to land the first punch is useful. It's just my internal logic. Obviously, feel free to disagree, and everyone. It's just how I'm seeing the game right now. It could be, looking back later, I will curse their decision to kick the field goal, but right now, is what it is. Someone's tweeted, so James Gullett's tweeted, Harrison Smith flagged for going low. Shocked, dirty, fuck. Hey, Vikings fans, are now doing this right?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, that's not going to inflame things at all.
Yeah, I don't care. You know, I'm going to stand for my boy until he leaves. Hopefully not in the next couple of years. I hope they extend him, but...
Yes. Oh, I love Mina Kimes' tweet about Giants fans watching Malik Neighbours to win the game. And it's just a girl dancing but crying at the same time. I love it. Okay, so 3-0, and it's 3-3 still in the Dolphins-Browns game. Dolphins are driving, I believe, 3rd and 14 at their own 40.
They've just done I think they did a trick play on 1st down to Malik Washington, lost them 11 yards, which isn't exactly great.
I would have gone for it in their situation, by the way. I'll just say, I think that if you turn the ball over on downs there and they're backed up, this still got to go a very, very long way. The kickoff has been returned out of the end zone by the Vikings, and he is tackled. Huge hit. And that was a helmet-to-helmet contact there on the tackle.
Number 99.
Yikes,
he's got 99. He's got 99 problems, and a helmet-to-helmet is one. Was it number 99 or am I misreading?
Yeah, I think you're misreading 39. Oh, he led with the head. They both led with the head.
Yeah, Zane Anderson from former Buffalo Builder.
Yikes, that looks bad.
Yeah.
Jonathan just said that's the Dan Campbell mindset, Matt. On the road, take the points.
Yeah.
Is that the Dan Campbell mindset?
No. Well, yeah. I think you're right with Dan Campbell mindset being to go for it. It's just, as I say.
Run play by Cook and tackled by Jonathan. Oh, Jonathan Bullard, who flips up the running back, who lands on his leg a bit funny, but they both seem to be okay. 2nd down and 4.
Hang on, just to check something. What's the name of the running back again?
Oh, go away.
Left me really.
He's always going to be Dalvin Cook to me at Vikings, so I don't care. I just never got out of the mindset. Darnold hands it off to Aaron Jones and run up the middle, and the Vikings are so bad against the run. Packers are so bad against the run, sorry. 14-yard gain for Aaron Jones there. Frank said, listen, Matthew, it's a physical game, brother. Every player is like a collision. If you're a soccer player, you would not understand this. Frank, I'm a rugby player, and that's more violent than football. So,
yeah.
I really do know what I'm talking about with this. I was a lock forward in rugby, which is one of the more violent positions. Darnold takes a snap and hands it off to Jones for a gain of 1.5, 2nd down and 8. And it looks like that is going to be the end of the 1st quarter.
Yeah.
Vikings trying to hurry it up and get another playoff, but no time to get it off. Frank just said, well then I'm sorry, Matthew, my bad. Rugby is a badass fart. It's one of those things where, having taken a number of head-to-head contacts in my life and been concussed several times, it's not something that should ever be taken lightly. I know that we want the game to be as violent as possible, but when you have guys dying in their 40s, it's scary. It's really scary. And as much as we want the game to be as much for the purists as possible, it's nice when the players who, mean so much to you after their careers are done don't die early.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. It really feels like, when you've got a boxer who's putting their body on the line and then one bloody just drops down dead in their late 20s, like he did a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
That's just so rough.
Oh. Have you seen the advert that's currently on for us? I really want to watch this.
The Lockerbie bombing.
Yeah,
it looks terrific. Frank said, I hate to say it, but I don't judge people by looks, but you don't look that tough. It's been some years, so shall we say. But, I mean, I'm 6'4" and 250 pounds, so I'm not a small guy.
Let me just check, 'cause I've recently changed how I weigh myself into kg. Oh, well, God, I'm done for.
I'm 115, 20 kilos. 115.
I'm 5'9" and I'm 165 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah. I was leading try scorer at my club for like 3-4 years in a row as a junior, and I played in the same rugby team as the England captain, as was. But yeah, Grandaz said, talking about the hooker position, are you a hooker expert? Unfortunately, I don't have much experience in the hooker department. Attila Hardy says, how many stones? I'm about 17 and a half stone. Is that right?
Maybe.
I am, 17 and a half stone. And Austin says, wait, you guys use pounds for weight. It really depends on who you ask. All of the youngsters now use kilos. All of the oldies use stones and pounds, and some people in between just use pounds. We're a really weird hybrid country where we use a mix of imperial and metric.
Yeah, so I use both pounds and kilos to think on who I'm talking to. So I usually weigh myself in pounds because obviously it's nice to compare myself to NFL players and be like, I'm going to die. Even Devontae Smith is like 5 pounds heavier than me, and he's like the slimmest motherfucker ever.
Grandad said, I love playing rugby, definitely push my body, and Ash wanted to laugh with hooker question, hell yeah. Mark has said stones low, isn't it how cavemen weigh themselves? Well, what's funny about stones is that it's just the next metric up with pounds. It's just that for some reason Americans stopped using stopped using stones, even though it is stones, pounds, and ounces. That is the measurement. As a false start followed up by a throw to number 83 of the Vikings, who is Jalen Naylor. And it's 3rd down and 4 after a gain of 10. And it's the Vikings 43 now on 3rd and 4. Darnold takes a snap now. 2-step drop looking right. Quick throw underneath to Jordan Addison for a 15-yard gain and a Vikings first down.
Mm-hmm.
Frank says, Matthew Noah.
You know, I'm looking at why it is stones, pounds, and ounces now.
Frank says, I play soccer. I'm hungry and I was born with a soccer ball. I mean, that football players at the top leagues are a bit poncy and can fall over a lot. Look at a good centre-back and they'll be hard as nails. So you have a look at how they play in Sunday League. If you aren't as hard as shit, then you ain't surviving in those leagues. And Carlton says, where does the lock line up in the scrum and where do locks hold on to in the scrum? As there's a run for a loss of 2 by Edgar and Cooper with a tackle. 2nd down and 12 coming up. The lock is also known as the second row, and they line up in the second row of the scrum, so that is behind the props and the hooker. They'll have the flankers outside of them, so my number was either number 4 or number 5. So I would be linking arms with the other second rower. So if I was on the right-hand side, left arm would be around the other lock, and then my right arm would be underneath the legs of the prop and holding onto his jersey as a link. As Darnold goes to throw to the left-hand side, complete to Addison, and manages to complete it for a first down. 12-yard gain, needing 12 yards. And Vikings progressing really well down the field here. And Grandad says, Matthew, when one sees you here, you don't look tall, but when you and Ash got interviewed in the draft in the USA, you are a tall bloke. Yes. Yes, the difference was palpable.
True. I just have another 5 inches of attitude, that's all.
Cheers, Brent. Appreciate you. At the 46-yard line, 34-yard line of the Packers. Now Darnold hands this one off. And the run up the middle is only for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Good run stuff by the Packers.
Exactly. You played a proper man sport in rugby. I was more of a cricket lad.
I played rugby, cricket, tennis, football, and chess.
Yeah.
2nd down, Darnold looking for everything for the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen Naylor! Huge pass down the middle, really well protected. And Jalen Naylor gets the first touchdown of the game as the Vikings take a 6-3 lead pending the PAT. Ash, what a play.
That was a really good play. Just want to see it again. Yeah, just perfectly executed post route.
Where's the safety help there? It's just rough.
I think it was McKinney single high, cover 3 kind of thing, and Naylor just runs behind him because he's just too focused on the tight end in front.
PAT is good. 7-3 lead for the Minnesota Vikings. And Austin Damon says, would love to play you in chess. I would love to play you in chess as well. I play still fairly regularly on I can't remember the name of the app.
Chess.com?
No, Live Chess. Big Aries has always got the talk before before two-a-days. That we don't lead with the head. It even says that on the helmets. Always makes my head, neck area hurt watching now. Yellow.
Oh, you're looking at your ELO.
So if the ELO rating system is what is used on Live Chess, then my ranking is about, well, at its peak is probably about 1750 to 1800. I normally average out around 1650, 1700 if I'm playing a lot. But when I hit a good run of form, I'll be in that sort of upper echelon class B area. My best friend at school, who is sadly no longer with us, had his IM, and he had 2 GM norms before he passed away. So he was on the brink of being a grandmaster at the age of 29, 30. And growing up with him was a special experience.
Yeah.
Austin says, "Oh my God, what's your yellow?" Grandizer said, "I think it was here where I asked if you would do a live play-by-play rugby, but I think you said you didn't have time. I know they were out there, but I've not really found one. I would have loved to have done one yesterday. My own Bath rugby absolutely destroyed Saracens. Saracens were down.
Ooh.
They had a red card after 10 minutes, and so Bath punished them. It was the Saracens' biggest loss in their history." Which is quite
fair
fun.
play. Like, I don't really follow rugby that much. You got to talk to the youngest Soden brother for that, but even I know enough to know that's mad.
Grandizer also watching Finn's Browns at Finn's side. Fair play, man. I can't bring you away from your own Miami Dolphins, despite how much you enjoy the pain. Adam Gilchrist says, "It feels weird rough supporting the Packers. Yeah, I'm not too confident about this game. I just haven't got much confidence in the Packers against good teams. Hope you had a great Christmas also." Hope you too, Adam. And believe me, we all feel reluctant about it here, but good luck tonight. Really, considering how dangerous this Vikings passing attack is, don't let a guy just run deep in the end zone. 30 yards out.
Yeah, so you can see the mistake on the replay. So it was cover 3, show cover 2, and McKinney rotates down into the robber role, and whoever's on the other side, which I'm scared it's Catan, just doesn't rotate up into single height, and so Naylor just has a clear path on the post route.
Throw over the middle to Jaden Reed for a gain of 6. Second down and 4 for the Packers.
Yeah, while we wait, I bet you're happy with today's football result.
Sorry,
I bet you're happy with today's football result.
It was fairly comfortable. It was quite nice. Markby said, "I watched the Queen's Gambit, so I'm pretty good." And Carlton said, "Why was Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen thrown out of recent Blitz / speed chess tournament?" I know this one.
Yeah, I know the answer. We both know the answer. I love that.
Toss play to the right-hand side. Jacobs manages to ride the tackle, and he might be a half-yard shy. They're giving him the first down. So he said that he was coming from a lunch date, and he was dressed up in jeans and couldn't be asked to change. So arrived at the event in jeans. And they came out and said, "We fined for someone for this yesterday, so go and change." He said no. They fined him $200. He still said no, so he withdrew.
If it was me, I would have got the complete opposite page. Like, fine, you want me to change? Just would have pulled off the jeans, just played in my boxers. As the Red Wings have scored a goal. Sound the klaxon. It's the first time in like 8 quarters they've scored a goal.
They've reversed it to a 3rd and 1. And they give it to Jacobs up the middle. Yes. Big gap. Jacobs running them down and gets himself about 15 yards in the first down. He could have broken it for even more, but there we go. As I'm being told that our friend Austin plays the London opening, which I must admit I am not massively familiar with. It looks a fairly pedestrian opening. Okay.
Just missing. There it is. And DTR is intercepted for the Browns.
First down and 10 for the Packers. Love hands it off again. Run blitz. They get out of it, and Jacobs runs forward. There is an offensive lineman down injured for the Packers, slowly getting to his feet. Looks okay, actually. It's going to be second down and about 4 here.
No, it's amazing what happens when Packers start running the ball. Ooh, that's a Viking down. Trying to see who it is. Yeah, they're going to see. This must be a bad one to go into TV timeout. Who is it? Hello, thank you.
Yeah, so Austin, I play the Scotch with white, and I play the accelerated Dragon Sicilian with black. Normally, if I can. Mark says GB is better when they feed Jacobs. They look so much better when Jacobs is running the ball, when they can run block. But Vikings are throwing everything at it like they did with us, and it is working a little bit. And Attila says, a strange watching a game and not seeing a player hurt each quarter. Patrick Jones, Minnesota Edge.
Oh, Patrick. Oh, interesting. Oh. I can't like Pat Jones, but that means it's Jahad Ward up then. The former Giants and Colts.
Mohammed Jihad, is that what you said? Who did you say?
Jahad Ward.
Oh, that's the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Durka. Please tell me you know what this is a reference off to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to say, Josh Jacobs somehow, because the fumble. I was like, how the hell does Josh Jacobs have the worst PFF grade for the Green Bay offense?
Fumble. Yeah. Adam says, do you guys like F1? I'm curious. For me, it's mainly anyone but Verstappen. You can see Ash wearing his little jersey there.
That, and God, if I took my camera, I literally have a poster of Monaco on my wall.
Nice.
Which I regret. It's because I got it in a deal. So I got my brother last Christmas. I got him Suzuka because he's a massive Suzuka head. And I got one free. So I was like, oh, can I just have Monaco? Gerard Tillery's leading the Minnesota defense in PFF grade right now. Damn. And Devonta Wyatt.
That's such a low cut block that was by the Packers. They didn't get pinged for that one. That's a dirty hit. Love in pistol, gonna get hit, but managed to get the throw off, and it's a great PBU. And Byron Murphy is going to get a flag for that one. Looked like a good competition there to me.
So,
pass interference on Byron Murphy. Let's have a look. Blitz against Love. He stood in there, took the hit. Murphy. Oh, that's such a weak call. Oh my God.
We've seen just this week, though, haven't we?
We have, but there's, if anything, the Packers man runs into him. Do you like Aston Martin as a whole, or just F1 generally?
Oh, Aston Martin as a whole, like, hang on. little DB5 thing down there. I'd love Aston Martin's general. Like it is wanting like my dream car, at least like when I get married, is to have that.
Thought Jacobs was breaking that for a touchdown, 6-yard gain running through right guard, 2nd down and 4. My team's McLaren, has been for ever pretty much. There was something about Mika Hakkinen back in the day.
Oh,
Hakkinen and Coulthard as a duo, and then he had Lewis coming into the race seat, and Alonso used to race for them too.
Yeah, so McLaren is my youngest brother's team. The middle one, the one who actually might go and work in F1 one day, he's a Williams fan, so he's in a world of pain right now.
You say that, but Williams are trending up.
Yeah, I sent him a compilation yesterday of all the crashes they had this season, though, just to rub it in. I love them both. So that's the one of the few sports. Actually, I think it's the only sport me and both my brothers watch. Because middle one doesn't watch football or American football.
Did the pass look tipped to you for the DPI? Didn't to me.
It didn't to me either. The Red Wings have scored another goal.
Love on 3rd and 4, checking it down. And what a tackle by Byron Murphy. Gain of 1.5. It's going to be 4th down and 2.5 yards. What do the Packers do? They are going for it.
Going for it. I'd say that's like 2.5.
What a tackle.
It was really good. Changing the play at the line.
At the 23.5 yard line. Need to get to the 21. They're going to draw them offside, aren't they? That's what they're trying to do. They do tap the ball. Love throws over the middle, incomplete. Turnover on downs, just dropped flat out by Jaden Reed. Oh my word. You don't see that very often. Jaden Reed, super reliable receiver, and Love put it on the money.
Yeah.
But Reed did not come up with it. Oh, look at that face by Matt LaFleur. I mean, isn't that enough to make you just slightly aroused? What? He looks in palpable pain. Is there not? Is it just me that enjoys the Packers head coach looking like he's in real pain? Danny Banser, gotta run that. Agree. I think you should be running that. Just show, pass, and do run like you did last time. It worked. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The Dolphins could lose this game, and then it's just Cincinnati versus Denver.
Yeah.
Attila Hardy.
I do favour Denver right now because obviously Chase Brown went out injured for them for the Bengals yesterday.
Yeah, but I think all the Bengals have to do is win. I don't think that Denver are going to beat KC even with a backup quarterback and even with maybe majority backup players. I still think Kansas City are going to win that game.
True. I mean, I got yesterday completely wrong, didn't I? So I can't talk.
Attila Hardy said, for once I want him to coach a good game. So, well, the problem is, most of the time, Matt LaFleur does call a good game. Coaching-wise, he's a very good one.
Mm-hmm.
Grandizer said, we have a couple of places that will show rugby, 2 bars, although one is shut for good, which is a shame. But I like the sound of the Georgian Dragon. Sounds like a good pub, that.
Ooh. I mean, obviously, rugby, or at least rugby sevens is an Olympic sport, so you guys will be seeing it in a couple of years' time on your own shores.
Mm-hmm. That's a great sport. Sevens is for absolute nutters, though.
Yeah. I do like watching it. That's one of the because it was first introduced. It was at Brazil, wasn't it? First time. That was really fun watching it with my brother.
I don't know. I thought it had been an Olympic sport for longer than that. I'm not sure.
It's not, because it wasn't for. It definitely wasn't at London.
Okay.
2016 Olympics.
Yeah, you're right. 2016 Summer Olympics. Fair enough.
Yeah. Of course, the big sport that everyone should be interested in that's new at the Olympics this year is flag football.
Here come the Vikings. Hand off up the middle, and only, I think maybe no gain there for Cam Akers.
God, that's a throwback for me. Jesus Christ.
I'm actually starting him in one of my leagues.
Oh, is this like the in deep one?
Yeah.
Or fair. I've got to say, as much as I don't like, I think he's not a good back. I think he's adjusted really well to the loss of speed after the ACLs, and he's turned into more like your power runner.
Yeah, I agree. Here comes Donald again, 2nd and 9. Pressure up the middle, having to escape. Now throws to Hawkinson on a little check down, gets himself 14 yards and a first down. And this is the thing about the Vikings is their check downs seem to still get them consistently 10 to 15 yards every single time. When they're checking it down, they're not getting 2-yard gains. They're not getting into second and short. They're converting for first downs on their check downs. It's so hard to defend this team. Hey, this is the benefit of actually streaming this game, is this is working for our tape review watch for the Vikings preview.
Oh, yeah, true.
Darnold, fake handoff, looking to throw down the middle, going deep and incomplete. And Keyshawn Nixon, DPI on Jefferson. And Edgar and Cooper looks injured.
Yeah, shaking up a bit.
Is this catchable? I think that's a little high.
It's a little high. Yeah.
Oh. I think if Nixon just leaves him alone, he's not getting that. But it's DPI, and it's a first down. Oh, Mike says, off to celebrate Kwanzaa with the grandkids, future Lions fans. Indoctrinate them well, Mike. Have a good time. See you soon, buddy.
Cool. Dolphins have got a kick to end the first half. They're kicking from the 30. No, actually, no, they're at their own 38. No. They're kicking from the Cleveland 21.
Jefferson with a 5-yard gain on a quick out. A swing pass. 2nd and 5, I think. People in the chat wishing that we could draw some DPIs. The reason we don't is because we've got too much separation for people to interfere with our players.
Yeah.
It's because we're good, not because we're bad. 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line of the Packers. Darnold takes the snap again, and this time hands it off to Akers. What a tackle for a loss, again, by Edgar and Cooper. He is having himself a day.
Yep.
3rd and 6.
That's a prime example of how you want your will to scrape against their outside run.
3rd and 6. Darnold takes a snap just as the clock expires, gets it off in time. Darnold looking to throw over the middle and complete for a first down to Jalen Naylor. He himself is having a day as well. Absolute bullet over the middle. And Darnold looks so good sometimes. It's very annoying.
Yeah. Naylor's having one of them games which is turning it on. He is very much their version of Nick Westbrook-Ikine for the Titans, where sometimes he only gets one catch a game and it's a touchdown. But seems today they're really making part of the game plan.
Xavier McKinney almost triggered on that, but just couldn't quite get there. It's 1st down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Toss play to the right. Big hole for Cam Akers and runs away from them and all the way down to the 9-yard line. 1st down and goal. 3:40 to go. First down and goal. Coming towards the end of the second quarter. Packers need to keep them out of the end zone here. At the 10. Darnold in shotgun with two backs in the backfield with him. Takes a snap, looks for the one-on-one. No, comes back to the other side and throws a little screen, but out too far in front of Cam Akers. Second down and goal from the 10. Which says Packers are getting no pressure on Darnold. I mean, it's weird. They have had some pressure, and Darnold has managed to kind of buy a little bit by going out around the pocket. But otherwise, they've actually done very well in pass protection, I think.
According to PFF, again, this is needs to complete up to date, but according to their latest tracking, they've currently got 7 pressures on Darnold.
Darnold takes a snap this time. Little pop pass to Jordan Addison, who cuts inside now. And it's only a gain of 3. It's going to be third down and goal from the 7.
Yeah. In comparison, the Vikings have only had 1 pressure on Jordan Love, according to PFF, which was that Grenard hit.
Got to appreciate Big Blue UK and Ireland. Anyway,
Why?
I'll show you in a minute. Third down and goal from the 7. Darnold takes a snap just in time. Looks to throw to the corner at the end. On the left-hand side towards Jefferson. Incomplete. Fourth down and goal.
Of course, the Vikings are winning and not even giving Jefferson the ball, so fuck the Vikings.
And then Ant replied to it. That's why I saw it. Yeah. The field goal by Ricard is good, and it's a 10-3 ball game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's my humour.
Oh, first down and 10 coming for the Packers with the kickoff. Actually, sorry to come before that. 10-3, and the Packers, maybe with the final drive of the half, have a chance to tie this game up. Rich said there should have been a delay game penalty ? I think they snapped it just as it went to 0 on the clock as far as the TV had it, so I think it's fine. Normally you have to have a full second of 0 on the clock, and even then we know very well that often the TV clock and the play clock in the stadium isn't actually aligned perfectly, so it can be that there's an offset slightly, but there we go. And apparently for Grandizer's pub that was shut down, they levelled the place, unfortunately, but never mind. Sorry, Ash.
Oh, as I said, the good news for the Packers here is technically they've got 4 timeouts if this is the final drive of the half.
Yeah. Who had the ball to start?
The Packers did.
The Packers, and they turned it over, yeah. So they are driving in order to try and go to a tie and then have the Vikings have the ball again, so not ideal. Mm-hmm. Jacobs is ruling things. 12 carries for 58 yards. He's got more yards than anyone else not called Jalen Naylor.
Yeah.
Miami go into the half against Cleveland alive at 6-3.
Yeah.
Right, here come the Packers. First and 10 at the 30.
Orbit motion, handoff.
Love takes a handoff to Josh Jacobs, run up the middle for a gain of 3, second down and 7. That's probably the last play of the game before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
Oh, why are they playing this music? Blue and Rick rolling the entire audience. Beautiful.
Love
Peak
it.
stuff, NFL. Well done. Attila Hardy said, let's see 10-10 halftime. That would be more fun as a neutral.
Yeah.
Rich says Packers need to score going into halftime. Vikings get second half kickoff and come on Browns, which is harsh on our own grandizer here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I hate supporting the Packers, even in
Oh yeah, same.
just slightly. It feels very dirty.
Same.
Oh, Ant says you're secretly British at heart, Grandizer, and I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I had a beer. I would like a beer.
You could probably, I would say you can have mine, but it's not good.
Yeah.
It's all right for 129, but
Fantastic tweet replying to one of ours by Gerard Maguire, who said, I kind of want to drop 50 on him, kick multiple 48-yard PATs for gorgeous taunting calls, then BB and Curbs blow the horn in KOC's face after a pick six, then have Dan tell him to go get his fucking shine box at the end. I don't even know what the last bit means, but that's excellent. What's the shine box?
shoe shining.
Fair. Guarca says, out of Coke, time for shots of rum. No, thank you. No, thank you. I need to work tomorrow. Hey,
I might be joining you on that.
2nd and 7 for the for the Packers. Jordan Love
There's that
look like they're bringing pressure. Byron Murphy looks like he's bringing nickel blitz here. Oh no, he drops into coverage. He brings someone else. Love with plenty of time, escaping upfield. And he does escape, and he's about a half-yard shy of the first down. About 3rd and 1 as the clock runs. Thank you, everybody who's saying it's from Goodfellas. I haven't watched it, much like I haven't watched The Godfather either. Sorry. I am filmically retarded. 3rd and 1.
Oh, yeah.
Quick snap, handed off to Jacobs. He gets the first down and more. 7 yards, but a flag. This one's probably coming back for a hold. Illegal formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd and 6 coming. Dontavian Wicks went too quickly to check the alignment, and Wicks now checks out of the game after that penalty. I swear that LaFleur is so fucking petty.
Yes.
3rd and 5.5 yards. 1:32 on the clock. Love in shotgun. Takes a snap. Vikings do bring 4. Love with plenty of time. Airs it out deep. Incomplete. That was never ever going to work towards Bo Melton. I don't know really what he was thinking. 4th down and 6.
The DPI offense.
Again, I would have handed that off. Looked like that would have worked. Love the coverage just saying, what are you doing? You have a 0% chance of hitting that throw. That's music to my ears. Whelan with the punt. Another hammer. Oh, buffed! Muffed! And they do get back on it at this 17-yard line. What a hit on Brandon Powell, but yikes. Right, so the Vikings have a chance to now go 2 for 1.
Yeah.
You got any plans for New Year?
Work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, working 1 till 9, both New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
You're not going out for a drink afterwards?
Nah. Especially because you never know. We might be needed to review the game. Oh, what a throw!
Yeah, New Year's Day. I'm going to have to wait for you, I think, because Ant's not going to be free.
Sugar.
Darnold, throw over the middle. What a throw to Hawkinson for a gain of 30 yards. Big Airy says, I needed to burn PTO time, so I'm on a 5-day weekend. Lucky. I'm working even though I don't have to. I'm technically on holiday, but the work isn't going to do itself.
Fair.
Right. Darnold. They keep their timeouts in the back pocket throw for a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 into Green Bay territory. Why aren't they taking a timeout here? They have all 3 of them. They're making this intentionally hard for themselves here. This doesn't make sense. What are the Vikings doing? Darnold takes a snap from shotgun. Looking deep, but now checks it down to Hawkinson, who's tackled after a gain of 4. 19 seconds to go, and now they take a timeout. Absolutely woeful clock management by the Vikings.
Yep.
As I said on the coverage just then, they're playing for a field goal to end the half. Why not play for a touchdown from here? You had the time. Marcus said that was some Bears coaching right there. Maybe not quite that bad, but it's still not great. And Rich said, I thought you chaps called it a pint. It comes in pints? Anyway, sorry. Have to get a Lord of the Rings reference in when I can.
I love Lord of the Rings. You don't have to apologise.
19 seconds left and 2 timeouts for the Vikings. What can they do from here?
Sit down.
Darnold looking... Gonna get sacked!
Carl Brooks, the former Bowling Green Edge / DT.
First sack of the game with 13 seconds to go in the first half. And that one might take the Vikings out of field goal range. If only they had more time.
True, yeah. You raise a valid point.
Only a loss of 5 on that play. 2nd and 15 coming, but they've got to, with only 1 timeout in the bag, they've got to get themselves into field goal range.
Yeah, so they probably need to get the first down, in all likelihood.
They need to get to the 40-yard line for Rijkaard's season long. Takes a snap, looks right, gonna throw underneath to Hawkinson, complete to over the 40-yard line. And they do call their final time out, do they? They do, with 4 seconds to go. How frustrating. Third and 3 it is. I'm presuming Rijkaard's going to be coming on.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, here he comes for me.
I'm still on the Sky coverage.
Right.
Even if you pause it, I'm out now. So 23, 22, 21, 20. But it's the Sky app. It'll keep pushing you up to live. It just will.
True. In that case, you can guess what the Packers do. It's the obvious thing to do.
Green Bay now take a timeout.
Yeah. Ice the kicker.
There's no point. He's already missed one. How high can his confidence be?
True. Right, 55-yard attempt.
Lines up for the kick. 55 yards. Snaps good, holds good. It's drifting wide right. Flag.
I thought there wasn't a point to, Oh, fuck off. I thought there wasn't a point to icing the kicker, Matt.
Well, you might have still missed it without that.
Tell me when you've seen the flag.
Yeah. Edgar and Cooper offside on the play. Untimed down coming up 1st and 10. And now it's a 50-yard kick instead. Cooper lined up on the left-hand side here. There's no way he's offside. All right, let's see if they can get it this time. 50-yard attempt. Kick is up and... Oh, they iced him again.
Well, we wait for them to sort it out. I need the jacket that Zadarius Smith is wearing in the pictures. The lines are just spat out. That is a really cool jacket.
Really, really weird stuff there where the sideline referees seem to not want to give Lafleur the timeout. Anyway, we go again. As Ant comes on the stream and the kick is up and it looks good and it is good. 13-3 as we go into the half. And actually, Ant, I'm just about to pop off for a quick rest break, so bear with. How you doing, man? You must be enjoying yourself. Oh, you must be enjoying yourself before I mute myself.
Oh, absolutely. You know, love watching other NFC teams beat the brakes off one another. It's not been that bad a game, to be fair.
Yeah, except for, Justin Jefferson's done fuck all, so my fantasy teams are getting even worse. But I'm going to lose them back by 50 points in the third place playoff in our league.
My fantasy ambitions died about the same time as the Bears' playoff ambitions.
So week one.
A long goddamn time ago.
Yeah. Fair. Oh, it has been an interesting half, hasn't it? Just all I'm going to say is Matt LaFleur is unnecessarily petty towards his players.
Green Bay look bad, especially really in such a big game as well. Like they've already lost to them once. I know technically they've nothing to. They can still overcome them. You're playing for seeding, and
exactly.
You can tell that he's not an aggressive coach because every time they've tried to be aggressive, they don't have a clue what they're doing. The play calling's poor. They're not executing right. That's what happens from having a safe coach who makes safe decisions all the time.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I know earlier, I don't know if you probably didn't hear, but when the Packers went for the field goal, I was like, okay, yeah, it's an attritional battle. Just get some points on the board. I could kind of back it. Looking back at it now, even half an hour, 45 minutes later, wrong choice. They went for it when they should have done, and they should have gone for it when they didn't.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the Vikings at home with field
Yeah.
goals, and it's looking worse and worse at this point. But
Yeah.
Vikings find a way, man. They play tough. They play
Yeah.
tough. And, although I don't know about you, but I'm feeling very annoyed about their players. There's a lot of low hits in this one, which we've
Oh
been
yeah,
getting
you did.
critiqued for.
Yeah,
There's been
did
at
you see the
least four.
did
There's
you see the
been,
tweet about Harrison Smith?
yeah, but there's been
Yeah.
at least four, and they've injured a packer. They've literally injured a guy
Yeah.
going low, and nothing. Crickets. No, nothing to see
No.
here. They've been terrible. Like with that, I find they're very aggressive in this one, but
Yeah.
that's what players do.
Uh, but hey, it's not all bad for Detroit sports. The Red Wings have actually worked out how to score goals again.
Oh, they're having a rotten year.
Yeah,
Rotten year.
they're 4-1 up right now. Last time I looked.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
New coach bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, must admit. I do find, like, y'all have got to stop loving the Packers here. Let us do the job next week. It's I'm seeing it now all over Twitter. It's like, when did we lose our nerve as a fan base to have our team do the job? Who doesn't want next week to have the number one seed on the line at home and we've got to do it ourselves? That is what wins a team Super Bowls, is playing in games like, and that's how we know if this team's ready. If Sam Darnold and co come to Ford Field next week and kick our ass and take the one seed off us, we're not ready. But we need those sort of games.
See, I'm on the opposite end of it where we've already had enough tough breaks during the season, sometimes quite literally, like Aiden Hutchinson's case. I'm all for kind of giving us not the easiest pass possible. Like, I don't want us to, like, it'll be walkovers and kind of us get handed the trophy. But, if we can go into next week without that pressure on us, we can kind of, the pressure's off us in a way. Then, because I trust this team not to let up anyway, it's a divisional game. We still want to beat them, kind of thing. But if we have it all sewn up, then yeah, if we can kind of work out some of the defensive woes, then, like, kind of, how like the Chiefs always do, where they look shit during the regular season on defense, but then because they've spent all that time kind of fucking around and finding out, when it comes to the playoffs, they know exactly what they can do. So that's the situation we're in right now, where we kind of do need to do some of that stuff, especially in, like, as much as I don't want to dig them out because AA is not back yet. But that linebacker core, like, secondary wise, I'm all good. Like, if Davis can come, Carlson come back, that's great. But secondary wise, with TA really looking like a cornerback one at points, Branch and Kirby obviously best safety duo in the league. I'm happy there. Defensive line wise, Z's doing enough. AQ's looking good. Pascal does some stuff. Levi's having a real breakout year. DJ Reed is looking like why we should have signed him. I'm good that it's that linebacker core, and playing against a team like the Vikings where they've got TJ Hawkinson, they've got Aaron Jones who can tackle your linebackers, they've got Jalen Nail and Jaden Reed that can latch up on them as well. Kind of almost taking not that, like, almost taking like a free hit in a way and sort of saying, okay, we've already got the first seed. If we give up 200 yards to these players, because we're trying to work out who is our linebacker free behind AA and Campbell, I'm kind of there for it. So, like, if we could take that sort of pressure off us in a way, I'm.
But I don't know. If you're going to win a Super Bowl, you've got to take the hardest road possible.
No, you
And
don't. No, you don't.
You do. Yeah, you do.
You don't.
Yeah, you do.
If you don't want to have an asterisk placed on it, fine. But I'm going to take a Super Bowl win as easily as fucking possible. Please, just give us a win. We've already had it hard enough this year. How can we have it any harder?
That's what this team's built on, though. This team is at its best when it's under pressure. And when it's not as good. That's the whole point of it. You've got to back them into a corner every week and they play their best ball. And to be fair, I don't want the Vikings to have I don't want the Packers to get the pleasure of ruining the Vikings season. Screw them. I want to ruin it. I want to bounce them next week, and then they get bounced in the first round of the wild card, and then we can laugh at them all. The best hits are the ones you dish out yourself. And I really, really want to do this to them.
Someone on Twitch agrees with you. It's Genuine Ostrich says, I think this group of guys are diamonds under pressure. They thrive in it. The way these guys have come together to grind out wins in crunch time a few times this season. It's proof enough for me that the one seed on the line next week could be a benefit mentally for them.
It is. And if you're gonna go to a Super Bowl against the likes of Josh Allen, against the likes of Patrick Mahomes, I know we're beating the Chiefs, but the Chiefs in the playoffs are a different beast entirely, as we've mentioned. You've really got to be battle tested when you get there. We've seen all these other teams sort of get there and not be ready for them, and they just can't mentally cope with it. Whereas for us, if you keep having them there, the harder the path is, the harder it is when you get to the Super Bowl. Like, the more you're going to be able to overcome these guys who've been there and done it. If you want to beat the Bills again, well, if we want to beat the Bills again, sorry, if we want to beat the Bills, if we play them again, we're going to have to play the game of our lives. And you want this team to be as hardened as possible against that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sat for 3 weeks.
True, but at the same time, you also want to get there. Like where we are with the defense, putting us in the hardest route possible. Like, I'm not saying we're not going to get the first seed in that, but let's say we do. It does happen. We play next week and we lose. We lose the division. We are the 5th seed. That means
if we can't beat Sam Darnold at home, we don't deserve the 1 seed. That's all I'm going to say there, because they are never going to be that easy to beat again.
And then we probably won't deserve the Super Bowl then, because at that point it's an extra game. It's harder. You've got a lesser chance of making it. I'm for the road of maximizing your chances, which for me means Packers winning now. But next week not having any pressure on us, and then it's still going to be a hard path. We still probably will have to play Philadelphia or the Packers again, or the Vikings. They're probably the teams we're going to see. If we do get to the NFC Championship game, that's who we're probably going to see. We still will have a hard path, but then at least we've had we've had a kind of extra week. I'm not saying we're going to rest starters against the Vikings, because that's not our mentality, but that sort of, we've had that sort of one more week of less pressure on us, where if there are some mistakes, it's not all over. Putting that pressure on us, we've played well under pressure at points. We've also kind of fell apart under pressure as well at times. Bills a couple of weeks ago, for instance. Like, we have to, it's great that we're playing the pressure. We also then have to play when the pressure's not on us, which we've done at this point this season. Cardinals game, for instance. The Cowboys game, for instance.
I think it's an interesting thought, just in terms of, like, if you want to get to the Super Bowl, it's obviously easiest to have less games. That clearly increases your chances of getting there. But in terms of winning it, having experience against better teams in harder situations with things on the line is going to give you those reps mentally where you can't replicate that in any training session. So it might make it easier for you to get to the Super Bowl. And maybe if we don't beat the Vikings next week, we don't get to the Super Bowl. Maybe we do. But if we end up beating the Vikings, it's that sort of pressure which is going to allow you maybe to increase your win percentage in the Super Bowl if you get there. And maybe that is important too. I mean, I guess the best thing really is just whatever happens, you just win your games in front of you and fuck whatever happens here. But that's not the point, is it? We're not here to say fuck this game, because you know what? It is kind of nice if you legitimately just win your conference no matter what. I mean, if you think about the Vikings game next week, if the Vikings don't win today, they don't deserve to be the 1 seed either. And so we've earned it by being the best team in our conference. So in some ways, it almost doesn't matter either way. If the Vikings win here, then we have to beat them to prove it. And if the Vikings lose here, we don't have to beat them to prove it. So it's kind of fine either way. In some sort of weird way. Heads I win, tails you lose sort of thing.
True. And to add on to that as well, like we saw it last year with some of the playoff games where better teams got beat by the underdogs. Case in point, Cowboys versus Packers last year. Cowboys were absolutely rolling, undefeated at home, scoring 40 points a game, all this. Lay a goose egg against the Packers.
Couldn't defend the run, could they? And they still can't.
No.
Oh, man. I mean, it's just... watching these games, it makes me worry because the Packers played us hard. They played the run really well. They're not playing the run well tonight, even though they know that the Vikings really like doing that sort of thing. I'm struggling here. I'm just struggling with it. Grandizer asks what you're drinking, and
It's espresso cream Baileys. It's absolutely
nice.
sublime.
Is that what you were drinking? Yes, not
No.
yesterday, day before.
No, that was my sea salt and caramel rum.
Ooh,
Jesus
that
Christ.
sounds nice.
It's special. Let's just put it that way.
I am drinking a lovely beverage.
Water.
That looks like vodka in a pint glass. You might have a drinking problem.
That is about a quad of gin with apple and elderflower sparkling water.
I told you it was alcoholic.
It's actually
now
really
we're
quite
talking.
nice. And also,
Now we're
I
talking.
have this, which was a Christmas present.
Pina colada.
It's basically, it was described to me at Christmas, it's British White Claw. It's actually quite nice.
Ah.
It's 8%, which is not nothing in a can.
Kick's about to come off for you guys if you're.
Yeah, I've just gone to the coverage now.
Oh, right, I'll dive out your way again now. It's going.
Oh, you didn't have to. You come stay with us. Most of the time, we're just talking shit. We've had a 5-minute discussion of rugby earlier. Like, you know how these streams go.
What, union or league?
Union.
Or both? Union.
As a Bath fan, watching the Sarries game yesterday was very nice.
As a northerner, I do love league. I am obliged to love league, but I do like union. I like the England union side, not the England league side.
England league side's not worth shit.
No. Well, they're the British and Irish Lions in the league, so they don't really have their own. We don't do that for union.
All right, Vikings can put a nail in the coffin here, metaphorically, with a touchdown.
True.
At the 30, takes a snap, toss play to Jones. Good tackle. Number 45. Whoever the fuck that is.
45
Eric
is
Wilson.
Wilson. Who's starting at Will Fordham in place of Quay Walker, who's obviously inactive.
Oh, yeah. Bloody Quay Walker, what a dickhead.
Mm-hmm. All right. There we go.
All three receivers to the right here. Darnold takes a snap, looks that way. Now a little check down to Jefferson. 5-yard gain, 3rd and 3. Chance for the Packers here.
Anyway.
I don't know which one to drink. Both are quite refreshing. I'm enjoying both. It doesn't feel like 11 o'clock in the evening. It feels a lot earlier to me. It's quite nice. All right. Vikings take the snap. Darnold looks left. Now over the middle. Crossing route to the running back. Gets the first down.
Jesus, why are they playing so soft?
They have all game on defense. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
You got literally every DB behind the line of scrimmage. Get in front of them. Yeah.
They're playing a lot of like 4-2-5 zone with like like the touchdown for them, for example. That's just a mess up on the back end in terms of the safety rotation.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful defense. Darnold takes a snap again. 1st down and 10. Play action pass looking deep. Escapes to the left-hand side under pressure and batted into the floor. Looking at... I still want to call him Dalvin Cook. It's the Vikings. Dalvin Cook never doesn't play for this team.
Never doesn't. Can't use double negatives.
I will if I want to. Dalvin Cook is a career Viking. I don't care that he's not actually currently playing for the Vikings. In my head, he's the starting running back of the Vikings, and he always will be. I hate myself for it, but there we go. 2nd and 10. Donald takes a snap, and little bubble screen, but Jeff Addison stopped short after a gain of
Was it a bubble screen?
1.5. Well, it was meant to be, but it was thrown behind him.
I think it was and more because bubble screens where they run that thing. So for me, it's a tunnel screen, which is where they stand stationary.
It's the same fucking thing. It's a screen to a wide receiver where the other wide receiver blocks. Come on, man, you know what I meant.
I know, I'm winding you up. I've got to get to enjoyment somehow. I'm down to my apple sours now, so...
Shots for streams. 3rd and 7. Darnold, got to get this off now. It does. 3-step drop, blitz coming, throws out of here. To Jalen Naylor again. Naylor is eviscerating the Packers defense.
Mm-hmm.
That hole in the arse of the Packers defense while Jalen Naylor's ripping them a new one. Darnold looks sharp. And I tell you what, the Lions defense isn't going to be playing this much differently. A worry for us next week.
Other than maybe we'll play more...
Little bit more man.
Obviously.
Yeah. Looks like a false start. No, delay a game on the Vikings. 1st and 15. Adostil said Packers showing the Lions what not to do next week. Well, you'd hope so, Adostil, but actually, unfortunately, the Lions play a bit of soft defense at the moment after their injuries. They've gone to bend, don't break a bit. Grandizer complaining about Walter football. Get in line. They're shit.
But you don't use them for any draft-related things.
You don't use them for any NFL-related things either. Quick throw by Darnold to Jefferson for about 6-7 yard gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and 9. Walter football just sucks. Full stop.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've done it, but he's only been commentating 1 year, but they've already made Brady into the worst drone of a commentator ever.
Yeah, they have.
He just says sound bites.
Keyshawn Nixon almost picked that off. Good run by Jefferson on the tunnel screen.
Thank you.
So close by Nixon. Brian Shook says, I've never felt dirtier than rooting for the Packers, and I once had IBS at the gathering put on by the insane clown posse while soaked in Fago, Rock and Rye. That's on you, Brian.
That I can relate. I can relate as a fellow sufferer. I relate a lot.
Changing the play again.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with insane clown posse.
Play action, Darnold going for the end zone. Jordan Addison touchdown. Fuck me.
Of all the fucking receivers, he had to be that cunt.
Oh, I love it when they get to next season and they really want him and he's suspended for the start of it. That's going to be nice.
Are they reviewing what happened at that time?
Yeah, they can't suspend him till the criminal case is over and they keep pushing it back.
Yeah, because of this. So when the Vikings crash out in the playoffs, then it'll be perfect.
Well, NFL suspension's 3 games for your first offence. Oh, technically it's his second driving one, but they'll give him 3.
PAT is good.
So yeah, what's wrong with insane clown posse anyhow? There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know.
Their WWE run was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It was more the IBS bit, but whatever.
You should remember that as an old school wrestler.
Oh my god, it's the
person,
Sean
that.
Hand made a play for the Miami Dolphins.
Is he still playing? Jesus.
Looked like Sean Hand. I saw Hand on the. Was it? Or was I just completely
I don't know
misreading?
Insane Clown Posse. I just don't. It looks like they have a cover of Jump Around.
So they were in WWF for ages. They allied themselves with a faction in there, and they used to sing their entrance for them.
Okay, fair enough.
Not an old school WWF fan.
I used to watch some WWF, but not a huge amount. I enjoyed. Basically, it came down to watching Taker and Rock Stone Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Austin?
Stone Austin.
Stone Austin!
Tenured WWF fan there.
Yeah,
Have I got some clips for you, Dan?
A bit of Rikishi, maybe, but...
Have I got some clips for you, then? Because last week, before the Bears game, I was watching my best friend's fiance make his wrestling debut at a local exhibition thing. It was really good.
He lost, though.
Yes. Because he was the heel. He was the bad guy. He was supposed to lose. But it was great. There was one bit where he does the Bane backbreaker, like the comics, on the... Obviously, not in reality, didn't break someone's back, but just some great clips. Almost makes me tempted to jump in myself.
I also have a problem with Pro Football Network as well when it comes to draft stuff. So just having a look through the chat. They have a huge database of football players and then somehow miss some quite big ones. Like their database last year was 800 players long. Although their lead draft guy was Tony Pauline and he went to... where did Tony Pauline go?
I think he's with SI
he might have gone to 3013.
Sportskeeda.
It's at Sportskeeda, not SI. I don't know why he's gone to Sportskeeda, because they're just terrible as well.
I'm going to venture that it was financially related.
Fair. I'm training back at the Raiders. So that will get wider. Perfect.
But yeah,
yes, I'm doing a mock
draft. Sorry?
Did you say it? Why not?
I knew ICP were from Detroit.
ICP from Detroit.
I never knew the Insane Clown Posse were from Detroit.
They have a beef with Eminem. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, that I knew. I knew about the beef.
They actually were pretty decent wrestlers in the time. They're actually a tag team back in the day.
Starting at the 40-yard line after a penalty on the kickoff and a quick throw by the quarterback to Dobbs. That might be his first catch. I'm not going to lie, the Guardian helmet looks stupid on him.
Yeah. Romeo Dobbs. 2 catches for 6 yards on 3 targets currently.
Just don't remember it. 12 players in the fucking huddle. Come on, Green Bay. Get out your own fucking way, you dickheads.
Exactly.
Matt LaFleur's on a massive grift to somehow, for some reason, give the Vikings the 1 seed, I swear. He's that much of a dick.
Tracks.
Weren't LaFleur and Connell buddies under Sean McVay?
Yeah.
No. They're both from the same McVay
tree, yeah.
Yes, they
coaching
are.
Group.
Wanky Valley. Handed off to Jacobs, running up the middle, gains himself 2 yards. 3rd down and 8. 3rd and 9, in fact. Grandad says, I don't, Anthony Fitzpatrick, because he is such a handsome bloke, make a lad feel gutted.
What's this?
Don't know, I think he likes you.
Oh, that's nice.
Frank says, I will say something, UK, you guys have better podcasts than we will have in Detroit Lions fans. In Ant-Man, we have the most... What? I think you're saying that Lions fans are the most terrible in the world, which is something I definitely don't agree with. And actually, the Lions have some great podcasts. Love Under Pressure, escaping to the right-hand side. Gonna throw deep. Incomplete. Reed looking for a foul from Byron Murphy. He's not going to get it. 4th down and 9.
What a blitz by Blackashman.
Blackashman?
Blackashman, yeah.
Groundizer says he enjoys draft tech, which I also dislike. Crap website. But
there's not that many I do use. I love Draft Diamonds because they're the best with small school guys. That's where I go for all my small school stuff, and they're really, really good. Outside of that, I just use TDN really if I need anything.
TDN are a shadow of themselves now, though.
They are, but they give you good reference points and things to go for.
Yeah, it's well written, their stuff.
Mm.
Just having a look through Draft Tech's 2025 big board at the moment. They've got a 600-player big board.
Decent.
And this one gets a win because their top 5 players only contain one quarterback.
Good.
And their second top player is a DT.
Oh, Grant.
No.
Good.
Mason Graham.
That's the one.
Travis Hunter 1, Mason Graham 2, Tetrao McMillan 3, Shadur Sanders 4, Will Johnson 5, Abdul Carter 6, Kelvin Banks 7, Cam Ward 8, Luther Burden 9, Will Campbell 10. Seems like a solid top 10. Genty is at 17. And the only running back in the first round. Well, in the top 32. Mind you, they have Quinn Ewers at 32, which is maybe the highest I've seen him. Big Aries says PFN is my mock draft sim of choice, otherwise it's just whatever. I was saying this to Ant earlier, mine's mock draft, NFL mock draft database. I think they have the best player rankings.
Because they collate from everywhere.
The best software is PFF, but it's the worst player rankings. The best player rankings is NFL Mock Draft Database. The best hybrid of both is probably PFN, but the software isn't fantastic for the sim.
Would be nice if they updated it.
Yeah, right. Frank says, I don't understand why you are disrespecting the Minnesota.
I'm not. I want to play them next week for the 1 seed.
Well, I mean, so Ash just reminds me, by the way, what I said the winning margin was going to be for Minnesota. What did
15,
I say? And what's
15,
the score at the moment?
17-point margin.
Thank you very much. Sorry, what's the gif of the Steve Carell in the office? Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I thought Jordan Love would be a lot better than this, but hey ho.
You bought into the hype.
Yeah.
Can's the worst fucking call to change your play. I hate it. Toss play to the left-hand side. Oh, hit the backfield. Cam Akers by number 56. Is that Edwin Cooper again? He's had a great game.
Great prospect.
Yep.
I hated it when they picked him.
You loved him as a prospect generally, didn't you?
Linebackers take their time to develop in the league. He looked rough early on, but he's getting better and better.
I'd say he's one of the better defensive players, rookies in the whole season.
He looks better than Key does, and he's been in the league 3 years now.
Who?
You know exactly who. Just because you say it wrong doesn't mean we all say it wrong.
Darnold hit the throw. Oh,
he's
it's going to
gone.
be returned.
Oh,
Pretty.
no!
Oh!
Are you fucking joking? Oh, no, they still got it.
They've still got it. Oh, God.
Vikings.
That would have been so Vikings to get that back.
Yeah.
Oh.
As soon as that thing came out, I thought Vikings have got it back.
Oh, what happened to Darnold when he threw that ball? That's a terrible throw. That's a bad
I think
decision.
the player was hidden behind the blocker. You couldn't see him in the line of sight when he threw it. I think one of the receivers was blocking a corner and the other guy was in behind it.
Packers have a chance to get back into this now. Could be a big swing if they can punch this in. Yeah, Grandizer, I wish our lads would do college prospects properly as well, because they do such a good job of the NFL stuff. Our lads is the proper reference point for NFL stuff, for sure.
Yeah.
Love, fake handoff now up the middle to Jacobs for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Yeah, our lads makes ESPN look shit. ESPN puts up depth charts, and you have a look at their depth chart, and you're like, I'm pretty sure this guy, even though it's a backup, is the number 4. And I'm pretty sure this guy that says a starter is actually a backup, or one of the other backups a starter. And then you go on to our lads, everything is where you expect it to be. It's like they actually watch the fucking games.
Yeah.
Even Brett does better ones
Yeah.
than ESPN.
What do you mean, even Brett?
Well, I mean, like, Brett is like has a job and does other things, and like he in his spare time creates something better than what ESPN does. His depth charts are about as in depth as you'll get, forgive the pun.
First down and goal now after a 10-yard gain to Dobbs. Really nice decisive throw by Jordan Love, and Dobbs managed to turn it upfield for a 10-yard gain. Just flattened it out and then turned back around the other way. First down and goal. They come out of the huddle quickly. They're going to snap it fast. No? Now they go slow.
While we wait, I've just realised that the NFC North, you can make a wide receiver core from the other 3 NFC North teams of receivers that I really loved in the draft that didn't come here.
Second down and goal from the 1.5-yard lines. So, say what that is.
So obviously, Dunze for the Bears, and then for the Packers, you've got Jaden Reed and Romeo Dubs, and then for the Vikings, you've got Jalen Naylor.
Snap and hand it off again. Great cut by Jacobs. Touchdown Packers. That's a brilliant cut by Jacobs.
Hopefully, Ben and Dan were watching that concept at the goal line.
Marcus said he needed a Jacobs touchdown. Well, you got it. And Shook says, do you guys think we will see the trend continue of fewer underclassmen coming out over the last couple of years with the advent of NIL? Do you think that will make more robust draft classes coming out? Question mark.
There's a ton of underclassmen coming out this year. There's already at least 35, 36 high-profile ones that are coming into the class. So, no. Unless they're positions where they stand to benefit more by staying in college from. There are some positions that are not paid, like kickers and shit like that. They'll stay. Paid more in college.
It's also, some part that trend will be the COVID stuff as well. Because, like, for example, Penne, the reason he was able to declare for draft so soon is because of the COVID eligibility rules. Now that's run out, like, players won't have that sort of thing, so they won't have that extra accumulated area of eligibility. So they'll be technically, they were able to come up with the 3 years, even though they had 2. So technically, it was still underclassmen, blah, blah, blah. So now you have players staying in more. Like, look at, what's his name? I'm going to use FSU's example, Darryl Jackson, who could have been a top day 3, low day 2 pick with his athletic tools. He's coming back, partly because of the NIL, but also because just that extra year will help him, because the DT class is really loaded, and with our new defensive scheme, he's going to be featured a lot, and he'll probably get a lot better production than he did for us this year because we were dire.
I think it depends on what positions you're talking about and whether those positions get paid well for NIL compared to what they get paid at the pros. So I think that you will see running backs stay to senior level unless they are like exceptionally good. So Genty obviously is coming out because he's probably going to be told that he's a first round pick surefire. And that's going to make him a lot of money when his NFL career is going to be short. But for the majority of running backs, if you have eligibility left and you're going to go in round 3 or later, running back's going to get paid a lot for NIL if you are the face of the college team that actually carry the hopes of that team. But in the pros, you'll never get drafted high. Even some of the better running backs in this class are getting pegged as late day 2, early day 3 picks. What's the point in coming out if you have eligibility?
Yeah, well, case in point with that is obviously Jaden Ott, who, had the injury problems this year, but he will probably get a lot more from like one more year at Cal than he would in the pros, like right now, especially since they've just lost their QB, haven't they? So he is literally their offense right now.
So I was listening to NFL, Locked On NFL Scouting, and they were saying that they have done scouting on Scatterbo and that they have him pegged as a top day 3 pick. And other publications also have him as like round 4, round 5 pick. And if, I don't know whether he has eligibility left, but if he did, given what he's done this year, why would you not go back?
This is probably
say that, but at the same point, a running back's career is limited as well.
Yeah.
So you have to measure that. If you spend too long in college and accumulate too many miles, your value's not really going to go up. And the class of guys down there is still incredibly good. Like, there's a lot of underclass running backs this year. Dylan Sampson's underclass. Amarian Hampton's underclass. Caleb Johnson from Iowa's underclass. A lot of guys still coming up because, you can also, even if you don't catch on, you go get a good payday somewhere fairly quickly.
Yeah. So for Scatterbo, he's a redshirt senior, so this is it for him. This is final year.
For him, he's got to, but there's still a lot of running backs going.
I just mean, like, so if you catch on as a 4th round pick, you're getting paid $1 million a year. If you even make it to the 53-man roster, which is a round 4, round 5 pick, you should, but you're not guaranteed it. And then you're a street free agent who can catch on with someone, but then you're going to be a all exclusive rights free agent being paid $700,000 tops. But if you're a top college running back, your NIL might pay you $2 million a year. So you literally might get 3 years' salary in 1 year at college.
You won't get that much in NIL there. Like, Bryce Underwood's getting $2.4 million a year, and he's the highest prospect in the country at quarterback. Like, you're not going to be getting those sort of sums.
Really?
There's not going to be a lot of guys
surprised.
on $1 million a year. No. Like, Air Noland, who was the big Ohio State one who's just gone, he was getting less than $1 million a year. Like, Michigan's star QB is getting more than double what Ohio State's star guy coming in's getting. So they're not getting $1-2 million, all of these guys. A lot of them it'll be in the hundreds of thousands.
Thomas Castellanos, I believe, from what I've heard on the podcast, obviously my FSU podcast, he is getting $850K.
Jefferson on the screen gets himself about 6 yards, maybe 5, second down and 5. Nearing midfield.
One team that is paying a lot and the transfer portal right now, Texas Tech, they are absolutely throwing the bag at people. They've given, I think it's one of UCF's DTs, they've given him $900K.
Oh my God, what was that by the Packers defense? So soft, but there is a flag.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a piece from February 2024 talking about how much the average running backs are getting paid in NIL money. The average on 3 NIL valuation for the top 5 running backs, I think probably coming out of high school, is $217,000 for the top 5 average.
Exactly.
It's not very much. So fair play and nail on the head. Fine. You should declare if you're a running back then because your career is short.
It depends. Because if you're like a star on your team, you will get more. because you have an NIL. You don't have a cap, but there is an NIL budget teams have. So the higher ranking a player you are on your team, doesn't matter where you play. If you're a star player, you'll get more money from them. So it is possible. It's going to depend on individual circumstance and players and that. But
Yeah.
running backs especially will be taking a look at the market now, especially in the NFL, and seeing there's jobs to be won everywhere. There's lots of running backs who've had not the time of day given to them, who are starting and making money and stuff like that. And again, with NFL teams reticent to pay vets, also an in for you there as well. So
Yeah.
but I think in terms of underclassmen and that, you won't see a drop off. Like I said, there's a ton this year. Pretty much all of Michigan's top prospects are underclass this year. They could all stay in. But with all these great guys coming up, like Jeremiah Smith's going to hit the draft the second he can because he's just going to be a top 3 pick.
Oh, what a tackle by McDuffie to save the touchdown at the 6-yard line, first down and goal. Lovely skinny post route by Jordan Addison for a big gainer just before that. First down and goal for the Vikings. Sorry to cut you off, Ant.
No.
I'll do it.
Commentary on the game.
I don't need reminding of Jeremiah Smith.
But yeah, like he's going to hit the draft as soon as he can. He could be better than MHJ, and I didn't think that'd be possible for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's
big cool.
He is because of course just before he signed for Ohio State.
Oh, Edgar and Cooper, another TFL. That's at least number 3 on the day, if not number 4. Wow.
I'd say he was committed to your lot.
Yeah, he was committed to us. He was even playing with FSU gloves. Why is it with us like always having great guys like Travis Hunter, Jeremiah Smith?
Speaking about the question Rich asked about Giante, no, he's not been overused in college. He's had 2 years as a starting running back in college. That's not great on the badge. He used to split with George Shalani before that. So he was managed pretty well beforehand. He's had 2 years as a starter. He's good. He's got lots of mileage left on him.
Matt's about to get very happy.
Touchdown Vikings. I wouldn't say happy.
You're starting well. Number one, your point margin's coming back up. Number two, you're starting him in one of your fantasy leagues, aren't you?
I am starting him in one of my fantasy leagues. I'm still hoping the Packers win the game. Even if the Packers and Vikings are proving my pre-game take right of this not being a close matchup, I'm still being hurt by the fact that the Lions' route to the number 1 seed is being fucked up by this fucking awful Packers team.
Yeah.
Fucked shit arsehole Packers team. Look, you got swept by the Lions. Okay, well here's an opportunity to get some pride back. As an 11-win team, people still think that you're shit. Who are in the know. National media may not think you're shit. Maybe love is a second coming of fucking Jesus. But then this happens and it's like, oh wait, we were wrong. I'm sorry, but the Packers are fucking shit. Arseholes. God forbid that we actually want the Packers to win a fucking game, and even then they disappoint us.
Yeah.
See, the only thing about this is, like, if it does go to the final next week...
It makes next week great.
Like, no, but, like, the Vikings fans' narrative now is that they will tell you they've got an awful team and they've got Sam Darnold and, like, this is them on an off year with 13 wins and fighting for the 1 seed, and imagine what they could do with the full team, and it's like, hang on a minute. That's very disingenuous. Like, Darnold is playing like a high-level NFL quarterback right now. You cannot turn around and say that JJ McCarthy was going to be playing at this level at this point in his career.
And what about the 65 million per year they invested in the defense in the offseason?
Exactly. But they will have you believe. Like, you see tweets all over saying this Vikings team is not as... Like, they're trying to say that KOC is head coach of the year over Campbell because his team's a lot worse. It's like, that's just not true. You've got a very good team there, and if we kick your ass again and sweep you again, then...
Yeah. Proof that they're wrong, because me and Matt did this earlier, was looking in the actives. The Vikings have 2 actual role players technically on IR. With JJ McCarthy, who might have taken some Satsuma QB, and Christian Darrisaw, everyone else is a backup or worse.
They are exceedingly healthy. Even though Darrisaw is a massive miss, it's like us saying, well, we're not injured apart from Penasul. And it's like, well, but that's kind of big. Like, Darrisaw is their best offensive lineman, and he was the glue that held that unit together. So,
yeah, by far, easily.
But they are very healthy. And you know what? JJ McCarthy shouldn't take a snap next year. And you both know how much of a fan I was of McCarthy in the process, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
He was my QB1. He was my
exactly.
If you're going to build your culture, you don't have Sam Darnold come in and do all this year and then discard him.
No, you don't.
That's not building a winning culture.
And you know what? I would bet money right now he is playing for someone else next year. I bet a lot of money.
They'll make that mistake.
They will. And then McCarthy will come in and he just won't be as good as this.
It's like everyone said, we should have let Goff go at his top value and stuff like that. It's like, no, because we completely undermine what our entire rebuild has been about by letting him go. He's got to stay with us until this is finished. Otherwise, we're hypocrites.
I do tell you what, though. Long term, if McCarthy works out, taking the hit next year and just saying, this season's great for what it was, thank you for everything you've done, Sam, but we're going to prioritise our first-round quarterback. It may not be the best decision for next year, but it may be the best decision for, say, 2027 and beyond. Like, if McCarthy becomes something, it might be because they're getting him reps at this point compared to letting him sit again. As much as I think it's a bad move for the culture and it may alienate some of their team. I mean, what happens if he comes out and he's flat-out bad?
That'd be funny. I mean, proof that with that is obviously the Patriots sticking with Drake May right now, who again was my QB1 in the class, and he's had some shitty moments, but you've seen the improvement from him, and it will bear fruits for him in 2026.
Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff. The list is getting longer and longer. If you stick with a quarterback and actually believe in him and give him the opportunity to succeed, you as a franchise can succeed. Yeah.
Fucking, I'm going to add him here because I know. Again, the Titans made the mistake, but I bet Matt would agree with me. Mason fucking Rudolph should be the Titans starting QB next season.
I think if they return both Mason and Will, then Mason should be the starting quarterback. But frankly, the Titans should be looking in a new direction aside from them both. If Mason Rudolph is your starting quarterback, you don't have a starting quarterback. And I like Mason Rudolph as a quarterback. I think he's a shitty human being, though. Jordan Love completes. And that looked like he had forward progress for the first down. They have given him it.
I was giving it. So I did say I said week 1, didn't I? At least. Because I bet they're going to draft. But they don't think they're in the place to get Cam Ward or Shador right now. So do they risk it?
I mean, where are the Titans drafting? 2.
In the draft. Oh, yeah, of course they are.
So the Titans should just draft Cam Ward or Shador.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who knows whether Shador would just refuse to play for them?
And who knows if Cam Ward, just saying, no, I'm going to set out the second half of games. I love that. I loved watching that yesterday. Just obviously, I know they agreed it beforehand. It was to give Emery Williams a send-off. But the fact that Miami were fucking falling apart and he still wouldn't go back in.
All season's been really fun.
Oh, it has.
I've watched very little of it, if I'm honest.
It's been the best bowl season in years. Like, there have been some absolute banging games this year. They've been more entertaining than the playoffs, which says a lot.
Bloody, well, Nave, yeah. Because obviously I watched that. I watched Miami, Iowa State. Obviously supporting the spectacle, of course.
Pop-Tarts. Those guys know what a bowl game is. Like, their advertising of that game is legendary. That is what bowl season should be all about, and everyone else. It was
fantastic. Ash, when can you do the review show for this game on New Year's Day? You finish at 9.
9. So I should be back about 9:30, 10.
Okay, so if I said 10.
Yeah.
I'll just do a quick one because I'll have my first day of work back after that.
Of course,
so I don't want to go too late. But I did have it down for 7:30, but I'd be going solo because I know that Ant is watching the college football playoff quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm. Got the clips ready to post for that.
I can do both.
Can you?
Yeah. The playoffs are on now, so we've got that, so I can watch them without having to use YouTube.
Fair. I've changed it to 10 regardless, but yes, hopefully we beat the 49ers and roll into next week regardless with a good record. Hey, we got to push the record, haven't we? It was 12 wins. If we can get it to 14 with a game to go, that's pretty special.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's going to be fucking painful if we don't get the 1 seed and have 14 wins.
Isn't it? Yeah, because if the Vikings win this, it's going to be whichever loses next week will be the first team in NFL history to have 14 wins and not win their division. It's like the Packers.
Yes.
I think like one of the few teams in NFL history to finish third in this division and have 11 wins. I think the only other one was like AFC South in the mid 2000s.
No, I think they are the only one. I think so. I definitely saw a bit which said the Packers are the first team with 11 wins at this stage of the season and they weren't top 2 in their division. That was from like Adam Schefter. 2nd and 8 for the Packers. 3-step drop flag on the play. Check down. Really nice run by number 31 of the Packers, but this one is coming back. Probably a legal formation. It is a legal formation. How about it? Number 50 not on the line of scrimmage. Who the fuck is 50? Zach
50
Tom.
is Tom.
Zach Tom.
Fucking right tackle. He's doing a Jawan Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, if he was actually playing centre where most Packers fans thought he should be playing, then... 2nd and 13 for the Packers, then. Snap taken, play action, pressure! Love gets out of it somehow, throws incomplete. 3rd and 3, what a blitz by the Vikings. Love is struggling. Oh, overload pressure on the left-hand side of the defense. Love has under 70 passing yards into the fourth quarter.
Have you seen the stat that Junie put in the Discord?
No.
It's about an hour ago. She probably so Justin Jefferson leads the league in defensive pass interference yards generated with 171. Second is Jordan Addison.
I did see that. Sack.
Yeah.
Blake Cashman. No, Andrew Van Ginkel? One of the two.
Both. Well, either way, I'm happy because I kind of, get to toot my own horn. I said those were both good signings. And
I mean, this is just a massacre.
Yeah.
It is. Van Ginkel touched him first, but didn't actually finish it. I think that's going to be Cashman's sack. Or maybe they get 50-50.
It's split per ESPN. Look, Rory, I will tomorrow when we open the stream, I will slam 5 apple sour shots for my insolence.
Is that because you were wrong?
Yes.
Excellent.
I said I'll make a forfeit for you. I've got to be fair and do the forfeit back, and I will.
I wasn't going to drink 4 shots of sours. This is on you. It's absolutely on you.
Do it even. Oh, I'm daring to do it. Jesus, let's have a look. Offense, Green Bay. Yeah, that's not good. Bloody hell.
That's really cool what the Eagles fans did there. So, Eagles fan was throwing the ball by A.J. Brown for a touchdown, but it was Tanner McKee's first passing touchdown. So they got the ball back, and A.J. Brown in return signed the jersey to give to him. There's not much
but
positive stuff I'll say about the Eagles
Yeah.
all year, but that's all right.
can I say a fun stat that'll make Bears fans cry even more? Tanner McKee's finished with more fantasy points this week than Caleb Williams. Tanner McKee threw 4 passes.
That's pretty good.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Threw
man.
4 passes and 2 of them were touchdowns, weren't they?
Yeah. He finished with like 10.6 points. Caleb finished with 7.96.
And Caleb was actually gunning it in the final drive before they fucked it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, the Bears are actually tanking properly. Have a look at the Giants. That team is hated by their fans because they won a game. How bad can it get? Also, all of our takes in the preview show rendered invalid by the Giants fucking winning a game.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. That Giants team is legitimately one of the worst. And the Colts, this is, I think, their 3rd straight year of shooting themselves in the foot in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Oh, yeah. The Colts have really charged themselves recently.
If the Colts are getting towards status ultimate chokers, last year, I think they were winning in against a team that had been eliminated and they lost. I think the year before was it Rivers last year? And they fucked it as well?
Rivers was a couple of years ago.
Well, I'm talking about a couple of years ago.
Oh, because he said last year. I thought he said last year. 2023.
I said last year they lost in a win-and-in scenario against a team that had gone out. And the year before, Rivers, I think.
Yeah.
So was a similar scenario.
No, so last year they lost. They were 9-7, and they lost to the Texans.
Right, so not an eliminated team, but still.
Yeah.
And Jefferson! What a throw by Darnold! Oh my god, down to the 30.
That had been picked.
I gotta say this right now: the way the Vikings are playing, the Lions are gonna have a fucking game on their hands.
Oh, I want to see how close that was to getting picked. That must have tipped his finger. Oh,
what
man.
a spiral. Frank says, Listen, Matthew, you said you're a rugby player. Did you believe in your coaches? Frankly, I didn't give a shit about my coaches. In terms of, in rugby, they don't make as much of a difference as they do in American football.
Found them at the Philip Rivers one. And it's an easy team to guess. Who did they lose to end their playoff hopes? It's interdivision, so it gives you 1 in 3 chance.
Jags.
Yeah, the 2-14 Jags.
Rich just said Darnold is getting like 5 seconds to look over the field. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next week in that regard. I don't know whether he's going to be as well protected. But I don't think the Lions' pass rush, now that McNeil has gone down, is better than the Packers one.
It's better. So, according to PFF, Darnold has a time to throw of 2.83 seconds.
Which is pretty handy.
Yeah. In comparison, Love has got one of 2.44. Again, this is where, having NFL Plus would be really useful because they would give me the same. They'll give me time to pressure and that for our defensive linemen.
The Vikings literally have triple the offensive yards that the Packers have. Triple. Right. The fact that this is only a 17-point game is embarrassing for the Vikings. Oh, this should be so much bigger. That's what she said. But this should be so much bigger.
Oh, the Vikings train. Nope, don't see the Lions logo on there. No, they've not beaten us.
At Detroit. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Garrett 4 in a row against them.
Mm-hmm. Miles Garrett has just become the first player in NFL history to have 14 plus sacks in 4 straight seasons.
And I'm pretty sure he's had 2 chalked off to penalties as well today, so who knows how many he's got in this game.
He's also the first player to get 10 plus sacks in a season while being rendered legally blind in a game this year.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind. He has got, according to ESPN, I can't. He's got 2.
What was he? 20. He's 29 and he's already over 100 sacks.
It's mad, yeah.
Dude's going to be pushing 150 by the time he's done.
2nd and 12, 10-10 to go, 27-10. Vikings at the 22-yard line of Green Bay, and that has been blown up again by Edgar and Cooper. That's maybe his 5th TFL of the game?
Again, I'm just going to use ESPN to get it up. ESPN have credited him with 4. Mad.
I think they're short.
Yeah.
By 1, but yeah. Yeah.
In comparison, this is how mad it is. I'm looking, I've obviously got the stats up. So both teams have had 1 sack. But the Green Bay have had 7 TFLs to the Vikings, none.
Oh.
Green Bay have had 3.
Should have been a pick.
Let's have a look.
Should have been a pick. Nick P has made an interesting comment I think deserves debate. He says, I wish as a Lions fan that would be true, referencing a comment before. Says the Vikings have more weapons than Detroit.
We've beaten them this season already.
So it depends what you mean by weapons, because if you mean individual players being higher profile, I will not argue the point. Oh, doink. Doink, doink.
I would.
I would say that Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, and Jones are individually better than the Lions' weapons. I
disagree.
Oh,
Jefferson.
fine.
Oh, Jefferson. I'll take. Addison is not better than JMO. Hock and Sam Laporta are probably about the same for me, and Gibbs is, I'd argue, is better than Aaron Jones right now.
So I think Gibbs is better than Jones, but Jones is a more versatile back. He's less good outside the tackles, but probably significantly better within the tackles. Gibbs is getting better at that, but Jones is significantly better at it. I'd also say both are pretty good receiving backs. Gibbs probably slightly better, but it's marginal. I think that saying JMO is better than Addison in terms of his performance on the field, not whether he should be playing or whether he should be in jail. On the field production, Addison is consistently great, and JMO blows hot and cold. When JMO's on, he's amazing, but with Addison, you have a floor of yards he always reaches. With Addison is more reliable than JMO. That's not a slight on JMO. When JMO is on, he's the best receiver in the game. But what's important to you? Do you want to have a floor or do you want to have a ceiling? With Addison, you have a floor. And I love Amon-Ra, but Jefferson's maybe the best receiver in the game.
Yeah, that's the one I don't disagree with. I'll happily admit that.
And also, the Vikings defense is better than the Lions defense right now because of the injuries we've sustained. If they were fully healthy, that wouldn't be true, but we're not talking about whether they're fully healthy. We're talking now. So I don't think it's a bad take. But what I will say about Nick P's take is I'm talking about the individual players. If you're talking about how they coalesce as a team, the Lions are miles better than the Vikings.
I think I would say man for man, 5 across the offensive line were better. And
I agree with that too.
And Cincinnati are a great example of how you can have all the greatest skill players in the world, but it means jack if you don't have an offensive line. I mean, outside of Darisaw being better than Decker, which he probably is, but Darisaw ain't playing. So
yeah, if we're taking injuries into account for the defense, you've got to for the offensive line as well.
Yeah, man for man, 5-on-5 on the offensive line were better.
It's no contest. No contest.
Exactly.
And I just want to look back because I've done some research. this season, Jameer Gibbs has been better between the tackles than Aaron Jones has been per yards per attempt and such. And in some cases, it's not close. So, like, for example,
but that's stats, though. With respect, like, JMO is going to have people trying to contain him outside the tackles.
I said Aaron Jones versus Jameer Gibbs between a tackle.
Sorry. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, did I misspeak?
You said JMO.
Sorry. Gibbs is regarded as an outside rusher, and he's also regarded as a better receiving back. So he's going to have lighter boxes, which makes running between the tackles easier for him because he's going to face lighter boxes. So it doesn't necessarily mean he's better in a similar situation. In a, let's say, Gibbs is running it in an and goal situation versus Jones, who's going to be better at that? Because that's the real test of whether you can run it between the tackles, is the and goal situations.
Unfortunately, I do not have access to the necessary data to compare that because we don't get NFL Pro over here.
Pressure, Love trying to escape it again, now having to rush to the right and left-hand side, gets tackled for a sack, 1 yard by Blake Cashman. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, I understand what you're saying.
I get what you mean. But I think it's just reputation-wise, probably, yeah. But I think this season, based on what I've seen, Gibbs has been the better back.
I would say Gibbs has made... it's tough. Yes, probably.
We start another argument to say who's got the better quarterback.
Us by far.
I think by far is harsh.
Darnold having a good season, Goff's done it more consistently. Like, it's the opposite with what we've just said with the Jones argument.
Oh, what a grab.
That was a great grab. But like we say, at least with like Goff versus Darnold this season is pretty equitable. But then you look at the past couple of years, Goff far above Darnold.
It is going to be interesting to see Darnold with the team he has carried at times, because the throws that Darnold is making are not little checkdowns. Like, they are big man throws. What a throw again to Tucker Kraft, all the way down to the 18-yard line. Vikings look like they've gone soft prevent here, and I think it's a bit early, even though it's a 3-score game.
Yeah.
And I hate you. It's a really good question.
Why did it? Every time Melton makes a catch, I get really hungry because I think of Melton Mowbray pork pies, and I get hungry. Like, damn you, Bo.
Oh, what a handoff! What a hand to the face, sorry, by Jacobs.
I've never seen someone carry someone over the line whilst in a headlock.
Holding is going to set the Packers back, unfortunately for them and unfortunately for us, but there we go.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He was getting headlocked and he pushed someone over the line. You don't see that very often. Oh, I thought they were going down together. I thought,
That's a brilliant stiff arm on Byron Murphy, who I think is a hateable person in the league.
Oh, yeah, it is a grab.
Yeah.
It's close, but it is.
First and 20 at the 29.
It's like the opposite of what I said with the Tim Patrick holding penalty for, was it last week or the week before, where he lets go just as Amar catches the ball on these touchdowns, so it doesn't get caught for holding, even though it's borderline holding.
It's not borderline holding, it is holding. Sorry, Tim Patrick was holding on that touchdown for Amon-Ra, and it's not close, and the refs just missed it. I'm not complaining. I'm just calling it as it is. 2nd and 6 off again.
I think it is a whole pace makes a sort of movement, and he does grab onto him. So I think it is just about. I know they are going back, but
Marcus just said that isn't a hold.
That's what I was responding to. I get it. I was leaning that way myself, but it's just the way that pace suddenly moves, and he does have him when he does it, even though they're technically going down. I can see why they've given it.
At some level, when you're an offensive lineman, you can hold them at some point, but when the defender tries to release, you have to release them.
Pace is just lightning quick, so they move before you even have chance to let go, sort of thing.
Love guns it. First down. Great catch.
Touchdown for the Dolphins, 20-3 against the Browns. Game over pretty much because there's 3:38 left on the clock and the Browns already used all their timeouts.
First down and goal from the 9. Clock continues to run, though. Why are they handing it off? You need to preserve time, you fools. You Egypts.
You fool of a took.
Like what the Bills did against the Rams. It's silly.
Handed off again. This time it's a touchdown. And who is that? That looks like it's Wilson.
Manny Wilson.
27-16 pending PAT. Thailand's chief asset says, the thing I love about watching the Lions is there is roughly a 98% chance every game that Dan Campbell will throw away the game by going for it on 4th and 50 from his own 1-yard line. Crying laughing face. Oh, so funny.
See, I want people to back this up. How many times have we actually lost games? Because we've lost... How many games have we lost over the last 2 years full stop? Like, not many. We don't lose that many
2-point
games.
attempts.
It can't happen that very often.
Jordan Love steps
And
back
it's
for a
converted.
pass. Ooh. Josh Dobbs? That's not right. Romeo Dobbs. It'd be great if it was Josh Dobbs. That'd be great.
Josh Dobbs we're playing tomorrow.
I don't get the going for a 2, but that doesn't take it to a 1-point game.
No, but what it does do is if you score 7 and 3, you win. It's a similar scenario to if you were down 14, you score a touchdown to be down 8, and you go for 2 to make it a 6-point game, knowing that then if you score a touchdown, you have a PAT to win. It's the same analytical thing.
So it's fun that the Packers are playing because the only reason we beat the Packers last time is because Dan Campbell was aggressive on 4th down 3 times. Otherwise, we don't beat them.
Yeah.
We've won lots more games because of Dan than in spite of Dan.
I really want to see the wins added by clutch decisions like we had last year, because Dan Campbell was first in that by some distance, and I think his wins added will be very high again this year.
I want these detractors to pile together a compilation of calls from Dan that has cost us games when it matters. I'm not talking year 1 or 2 because we were a bad football team, and that's fine. Since we've been a playoff competitor in the last 2 years, how many games has he lost us? You go and collate that, get back to us. I guarantee your collation's going to be very damn short.
Brian Shook says exactly what I just did. Hasn't Dan Campbell's decision-making added more points to his team's expected outcome than any other coach over the last 3 years? That is correct for the previous 3 years. I don't know about this year yet. Thailand's chief asset has come back saying, he really topped it for me last time by doing an onside kick with 12 minutes left in the game. Seriously. I hated that call at the time. It was the right call at the time. However, then doing ordinary kickoff next time was a mistake. He should have onside kicked it again. But I digress. He should have been more aggressive is what I'm saying. Not less.
Packers kick it short to the 1-yard line.
Yeah. Return to the 20 and tackled. Packers need a turnover. Oh, man. So, we're going to be live at 1:20 ET next week on Sunday, and I don't have the day off.
Time to sleep when the Super Bowl's over.
I know, but my work don't accept me being asleep at my desk.
They will if you get... Just walk in with a little sign saying NFC number 1 seed, and they'll let you off everything for the day. You'll be like a king.
They have no idea what any of those letters or numbers means. Play fake for Darnold. Steps up in the pocket. Oh, the fumble! Fumble!
No, his hand was going forward. His hand was going forward.
I think this is a fumble.
No, his hand was going forward. The hand was clearly going forward. Oh, they've called it a fumble.
I think this is a fumble.
The Vikings... No, it's going forward.
I don't think he had control. I think the arm has been hit as it's going forward, but I don't think he's going forward with control. I think he's lost it.
Yeah, it
before.
is. Yeah, it is.
The hand has hit the ball. The hand of the Packers has hit the ball.
It's going forward with control. There we go.
Oh, they've changed it to an incomplete. But look at the fact that the Packers' hand has hit the ball before it's come forward.
Yeah, but you've got to dislodge the ball. It doesn't matter that you've just made contact with the hand. It's when the ball is dislodged, and it is going forward very clearly when it is dislodged. That's not even close, really, for me. He's forward by a good few inches there. It's a shame. But you could tell by the way the Vikings reacted. None of them tried to recover it. They knew. Incomplete pass has saved the Packers time, though.
5-yard gain for 3rd and 5 now.
This is the stop you've got to get.
Yeah. The thing is, if they get the stop here, 3 or 7 makes it a 1-score game.
And you can keep your timeouts, because you've still got enough time left in the game where you've not got to stop burning timeouts just yet.
Yeah.
This effectively could be the game here. A realistic chance of the game.
I agree. 3rd and 5. At 26, Darnold in shotgun. All the receivers now. Oh, no. Addison goes back. Looking to the left. Now comes back to the right. Gonna get hit, but... Oh, Jefferson, what a catch.
Oh, it's out.
There's a flag. There's a flag. There's a flag.
Yes.
Holding on the offense.
Cam Robinson.
Oh, hang on. Was he down before he fumbled it? I'd rather this be a fumble if not.
Let's have a look.
That's a fumble, isn't it? He's there, he's there, he's there. He's still up. He's still
Of course,
up.
I cut away just as you see him.
That, I am 90% sure that was a fumble. I'd rather them decline the penalty and take the fumble. Oh, they got lucky there.
They haven't noticed, have they?
I could be wrong. He might have been down, but I thought the ball was out before he went down, and it was a fumble.
Vikings on 3rd and 15 throws and incomplete. 4th and 15, and because they had to throw it again, 4:43 on the clock, and they're going to get the ball in good field position.
I'm going to go back and watch that play.
Am I about to say that Eric Stokes actually made a good play in coverage?
It's fine. It came out when his arm hit the ground. So no, that's all moot. Oh, go for a safety. Flip it over his head.
Or safety would make it a 1-score game.
Cole Brooks just full started / neutral zone fractions. You can just see him jump a bit.
Isn't that twice now?
The first time was Edgar Ring Cooper.
Yeah.
BS. I mean, it's only a 5-yard penalty. They've still got another 2 5-yard penalties to work with here.
True.
Who cares?
See, and I wonder, I know Carl Brooks is out of Bowling Green, which is a local school to Detroit. Is there any good prospects coming out of Bowling Green this year?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm giving you the chance to make your family.
Sorry. I was a bit slow on the uptake there. Yeah, Harold Fanning, best tight end in the draft.
Exactly. Wow. That's one thing I've hated listening to draft coverage so far is people saying that Tyler Warren is the best tight end in the draft, and then more saying just the perfect.
Nobody was talking about him in November. Not a soul.
That and then people saying he's the perfect Taysom Hill replacement, where Eli Stowers exists.
Exactly. Oh, people love to get on bandwagons late.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, for fuck's sake, love you, dickhead.
Oh, you fucking Egypt.
Twat.
Dallas Turner with a sack. He's come on late down the stretch.
I mean, guess it'd be hard to get in the rotation there when you've spent all that money on Grenard.
And Van Ginkel.
Just throw it away, you overpriced moron. 2nd and 18. Love with a quick throw.
You want him to win.
I really don't want him to win. Let's be fair.
Well, I don't want him to lose this game. I just don't want him to win. That's emblematic of this game, the fact that Jaden Reed's had one catch.
Who? Jaden Reed. Who's Jaden Reed? Marcus said,
what an Egypt is.
An Egypt is a non-PC word for a spacker, a spastic, a moron, a dickhead, a fool.
I'm not saying the R word, but the R word as well.
Romeo Dobbs for a first down all the way down at the 41-yard line of the Vikings, 1st and 10. Yes, he Egypt has a minor retardation.
Yes, there you go.
If you say it in the Borat voice, people know you're joking, right?
Yeah, or you could
See,
just
up here
say...
it just means you're silly, so it must have different meaning in different parts of the country here, because it's nothing that strong up here.
Yeah.
If you're in Egypt, you're just silly.
I think it also means silly, but it's silly like
a silly offensive version.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The NFL have posted the pictures of that Jefferson catch, which was called back for a...
Yeah.
Wasn't even a catch. How can you put up highlights of the thing that wasn't a catch?
I think I know. I agree with what you saw, Matt. I think I know. You saw what I saw.
That's a DPI.
Thank you.
Oh, maybe
his
not.
His hand's literally on his arm.
No, that's weaker than some of TA's calls, to be fair.
No, if TA did that, he'd be flagged.
Well, yes,
fined.
I didn't say you wouldn't be, but still.
It's like for certain players, stumbling and accidentally stood someone in the back, they instantly get a red card.
See, in some cases like this, I'd be in favour of taking the field goal now to maximise your clock. Because you're going to have to score twice either way.
Ooh.
Tiny, yeah. Just enough.
Take the field goal early, maximise the time you've got, because then you can maybe get 2 sets of downs they can get, and you can still get the ball back.
You know what? I would throw to the end zone. Just throw to the end zone until 4th down. At least give yourself a chance to get the touchdown and only take 7 or 8 seconds off the clock by doing it.
To your left-hand receiver.
What you don't want to do here is go down to the 2-minute warning, trying to get a touchdown.
Agreed.
Even with your timeouts, you're still not giving yourself much opportunity.
You're playing yourself out of the possession rather than out of the points.
Yeah. Like now, take it now. Take your field goal now. Get it in. Or take a shot, take one shot, then take your field goal. Yeah. And then you've got 3 minutes to get the ball back. You've got the 2-minute warning. You've got your 3 timeouts. You can afford a little slip up, and you can still get it back with a minute or 2 left.
Throw to the end zone. Throw to the end zone.
Oh, it's 3rd
and
1. Yeah, I thought that looked like they got it.
I didn't think so. I put 3rd and 1 on the graphics straight away. 3rd and 1. Just throw to the end zone. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. For God's sake. You fucking idiot.
I'm ahead of you again, aren't I? Because I'm seeing.
Yeah, you've been ahead of me for about 20 minutes.
Fucking this app.
No, the Sky Sports app always is ahead of where it should be. 1st down and goal at the 2. Go out of bounds on Tavian Wicks, you dickhead.
Oh.
Why are you running the ball?
Don't jump up and down.
Go.
Spike it. Spike it. Take a throw.
Touchdown.
Thanks, Ash. You're ahead of us.
It's a flag, though.
Touchdown by Malik Heath.
But it's going to be what might be like a holding.
12 on the field. On the defense.
Is it? Oh.
That's what the coverage have just said. The coverage has just said it's probably going to be 12 on the defense.
Oh.
That's a touchdown.
Touchdown Packers. We've got a game.
The reason I was saying holding because from like the end zone angle, you can kind of see one of the Green Bay linemen has got one of the Vikings linemen like that. So it's like if they're trying to.
Austin Damon says, God, he can't coach in close games. And Free Climb says, I was told LaFleur was an offensive genius. Neither of those things say that person is a clutch caller of the game in 2-minute situations or 4-minute situations. Most coaches do not know how to manage timeouts. And the thing is, we are consistently surprised by this, and Ash, myself, I think I speak for all of us when I say, watching the game, it's obvious to us when you should call timeouts and when you should run certain plays and get out of bounds and all that sort of stuff. The fact that every single head coach basically struggles with this probably means it's hard to communicate your own feelings watching the game or being in the weeds of calling the game, and also being aware of what you need to do in terms of timeouts, which is why you need to employ someone specifically to say, like we are, just have a little word in the ear of Matt Fleur going, you must get out of bounds and call a timeout here. Like, that's why that's a specialised role in the coaching staff, is because when you're in the weeds of it, you don't actually see the wood for the trees.
Exactly.
Because that run play could have cost them 20-25 seconds here.
Yeah.
Which might be valuable at the end.
So Brian Trick says, I have no idea why coaches are so bad at calling timeouts when every 12-year-old playing Madden understands it. Well, the answer is,
I think the pressure
you have
of
to
the
have
game...
all the plays in your head. You have to have the plays in your head and be able to communicate them to your team as well as do all of that.
And
sorry, Anne,
the whole Madden
to talk over you.
No, and no, we were silent. So my point was just going to be the whole Madden thing is because it's a lot easier to press a button than it is to get someone to call the timeout. Look what happened at the end of the first half.
And then but then I think the pressure of actually being on the sideline coaching a game, you're very emotional, you're very hyped, you're full of adrenaline. You're not necessarily thinking correctly while you're out there, and I guess it would be easy to get caught up on it. Like for me, if I'd probably be I'd be on an emotional line, and I'd be working off that rather than sense sometimes.
I absolutely love, by the way, the fact that the pack has kicked the ball off rather than went onside kick.
Oh, yeah. You don't give them a short field.
Even though it's only a 2-point game, so the field goal probably doesn't matter.
No, but if you can hold them, you only need a field goal.
Well, and if you turn the ball over at this area of the field as well, you're in field goal territory straight away.
Exactly. Oh, shit.
Need first downs, the Vikings. Key part of the game in the offset eye. And they do fake it. And a touch play to CJ Ham for a first down, and he stays in bounds. That'll be the 2-minute warning.
So they need one more.
Two more. Still got all through timeouts. You need 2 first downs.
With realistic time, though. You're going to really be struggling otherwise.
Did you hear the coverage earlier where they were rip-rolling people? That was fun.
I heard on the coverage earlier when Jason Bell goes, they stopped him from scoring 7 and they had to settle for 3 and Green Bay had missed the field goal. He's such a dick. It's like, they managed to get the stop and keep them down to 3, and then, Neil's there like, they missed it. You can tell he's visibly like, fuck this.
Yeah. I still need to try and get Neil Reynolds on the show. He verbally agreed to come on the show, and then he never did. To be fair, he's probably busy.
So Jeremy's tweeting that he'd do the onside kick. Yet this is the man who hates flea flickers and been dangerous and stuff like that.
Hey, don't throw shade at our friend.
Hypocrite.
Friend.
He's a very good friend.
Yeah. We met him in real life.
You can point out their flaws.
To be fair, we were both feeling sick as dogs as well, Ash. We went to that wing place and I was like, I really want to do anything else other than eat wings right now.
Yes. Yeah.
And wings are maybe my favourite food.
Fair.
And what's your favourite food?
My favourite food?
Yeah. I'm partial to a beef chili. I love wings. Wings are maybe my favourite. Ribs are up there. Otherwise, a curry. A curry is so elite.
That's what I had today. I tried the new Lidl protein range. Very good curry.
If I had to have something for the rest of my life, it'd be like pasta. I love pasta and stuff that goes with it. So that'd be. I love all foods. I can do. Look at the size of me, but pasta's goated.
I love pasta.
Pizza for me. Pizza for me.
I make pizza at home, but I won't make pasta at home. So pasta wins on that basis. Love pizza, but it's too easy to make at home really well.
Yeah, it's harder to make pasta otherwise.
True.
But pizza is goated.
Yeah.
Sarah got a proper Chinese cookbook for Christmas, so we're going to try some of that stuff.
Nice.
We've got a Chinese supermarket near us. Come out the 2-minute warning now. So getting towards midfield at the 43-yard line of Minnesota. Vikings under center. And Darnold runs it. Oh, big tackle for a loss of 2. Cam Akers. That's Rashawn Gary. 2nd down and 12. And a timeout taken with 1:57 to go. I think the Vikings could get a chance here. So the Vikings are going to run it one more time. It's probably going to be a loss, and then they're going to have to pass on 3rd down and long or run it into a wall. And then the Packers are going to have a chance. If you're the Vikings, abandon the run here. Pass the ball for the first down. You've got to get the first down. Rich Baldwin just said Aaron Jones is on the sideline for Minnesota, ? And Nick P responded, Jones is hurt. I mean, that is killing them right now.
Momentum. It's a real thing in a game. You've got to try and take it away from them.
Careful, if you say that 3 times, Jeremy appears.
Don't just play the odds and keep running the ball. Take it, put it in your hands.
2nd and 11. Darnold. Play action. They did abandon the run. Darnold looking, passing. Complete, but in bounds. Jefferson for 9 yards, 3rd and 2. Timeout taken.
Ooh.
Huge play. This is the game.
I mean, if I'm Minnesota and they stay at this level, I go for it on 4th down as well. Got to be brave.
Yeah.
Got to be brave.
I tell you what, there's no chance in hell they go for it on 4th down here.
I treat this as 2 down territory. I run the ball and then I'll throw it.
True. We remember we have been conditioned by Dan Campbell to think like that. Kevin O'Connell's a pussy.
He is. He's an analytics slave.
3rd and 2. 1:49 to go. 1 Packers timeout. A first down ices the game because they take a timeout and then it'd be kneel downs to end it. So this is for all the marbles. The Lions game against San Francisco tomorrow on a knife edge. What does it mean? 3rd and 2. Darnold under center. Oh, coverage gone weird. Play action.
I'm still seeing it. Roll.
It is complete on the play action. Great throw and pass, and that is the ball game. That is a ballsy play.
Yeah.
And Akers almost dropped that too. So, lads, I hope you're all looking forward to Sunday Night Football next week.
Right, okay.
100%.
Ant's loving life.
I'm queen right now. I want it all, and I want it now. That's what we're going to get.
A great tune.
I know you got it stuck in my head.
And I want it now. It's just been ruined by being on too many DFS adverts all over the years, but in isolation, as a song on its own, it's great. Unfortunately, songs get ruined by adverts sometimes, and that is one of them.
Maybe it's balanced out for me because did you see We Will Rock You when that was going round?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the way that song's used in the musical is really good.
Oh, it's too mainstream. I like their old heavy rock stuff more than anything. I'm more of them in their early days, but
yeah.
So the game is going to go final. Packers fall to the Vikings 27-25.
See, the thing is, Dan Campbell is now in that locker room going, right, lads, he's going to G them right up for this now. This is what they want. I know we, the fans, or some of us, the fans, want a different, but if you'd have asked Dan Campbell what he'd have wanted, he'd be like, I want this. I want it at home, in front of our own fans, 1 seed on the line, NFC North on the line. Give me the smoke, because I'm going to send my guys out there to absolutely kill these guys, because those are the sort of wins he wants. Those are the sort of the wins the players want. I reckon they'd have all snapped your hand off for this scenario. And again, we're about to find out whether we're worth it or not. And I would rather be in those kind of games. That's just me and who I am.
It definitely makes the game more exciting next week. There's absolutely no doubt that it is more fun playing for the division and the 1 seed than it is to not. So to earn it in that way is pretty cool. To answer Rich Baldwin, who asks, with the NFL flex the Vikings-Lions game to Saturday night, the Lions are ineligible to play on Saturday night because they are playing Monday night, which means that they are not allowed to play on Saturday nights, which means the Lions will only play on Sunday night. They must play Sunday night. I think this is the first, I'm going to utter the words and hope it's right, the first time in NFL history that 2 teams from the same division are playing off in a winner-takes-all for the 1 seed as well as the division. It's probably actually not true. I'm saying it now and I don't believe it.
I will look it up. I'll look it up for whenever.
I'll say it's the first time in the 17-game season era.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to be true.
The game I can see being flexed to Saturday is, and this might throw you back. So last time we were flexed to Sunday night, Seahawks-Rams.
So how did the Seahawks beat the Rams for the division? Because the Rams haven't clinched, but they have in all but name, as far as I've been told. I don't really understand how that works.
I think it's like some weird strength for victory thing, wasn't it? Where they needed certain teams to win. One of them's the 49ers, unfortunately. But I think it's something it is winner takes all in that way, because if those games don't come through, Seattle can win and then have that strength for victory thing, I think. So it's a weird tiebreaker that I can't remember all the rules of. But that's the only one I can see right now that is going to be of major consequence, because the other games are Browns-Ravens, Eagles-Giants, Packers-Bears, Falcons-Panthers, Bucks-Saints, Cowboys-Commanders, Broncos-Chiefs, Colts-Jags, Cardinals-Niners, Titans-Texans, Jets-Dolphins, Bills-Patriots maybe, Steelers-Bengals, and then Chargers-Raiders. There's only 2 good games next week, and it's us versus the Vikings and Seahawks-Rams.
Marcus, not excited for next week. Tell me you are not excited for next week.
I'm fucking petrified.
Tell me you are absolutely up for this. And
I am.
You are gonna
absolutely scared out of my mind.
4 o'clock on Monday morning, in the morning when it's dark and everywhere is asleep and everyone's quiet. We are all collectively going to be celebrating.
I'm going to try and take a half day and I will drink and then I will work from home on that Monday.
Oh, I can't get the smile off my face now. Those smug-ass Vikings fans are going to kick their fake little Scandinavian asses into next week. I'm going to ruin their season.
On that thing we were just discussing, the Rams need a Commanders win and they're in the playoffs.
Fair.
So they clinch playoffs tonight potentially. Next week will still be for the division. No,
next week can't be for the division. If they do that, then the Seahawks are eliminated.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
So it's just saying fit.
No. So the Seahawks can only qualify by winning their division because the 7 seed has too many wins.
Fair.
So the division winner in the NFC West is the only one making it.
So the Rams have got 2 of their wins because the Bills and the Vikings have won. So they only need 1 more win and then it's over. Yeah, and I believe it's San Francisco are their last chance now before next week. If San Francisco beat us tomorrow, the Rams win the NFC West.
So Ash was just saying the Commanders game in Sunday Night Football is also a part of the formula. So Commanders win.
Oh yeah, it's not the late game. This feels like the late game.
Yeah, it's the weird strength for victory thing, which I get. Yeah.
So they've got 2 chances.
Complicated. Yeah.
Oh, bastards. The Rams are going to be such a pain in the ass to play because despite them being worse than I want them to be when they're I bet on them. I bet on them to beat the spread yesterday because the spread was 6.5 points at home and I was like, well, Arizona are playing for nothing. They're basically dead. The Rams at home, they're playing their best ball of the season. They scored 13 fucking points. But you know they're going to be a pain in the ass in the playoffs. That Rams team is still not a pushover, even without Aaron Donald. They're still a good team, and it's very annoying to me.
Fisk and Tano have done a great job replacing Donald.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes down to the final game. So next week is going to be exciting. I tell you what, I'm petrified. Because
I'm not. I live for games like this. I'd put me in these games every single day of the week. This
Fair.
is going to show if we've got Super Bowl metal. I know you might not like it, but these are the kind of
Oh,
games that we need to put this team through to show that we're there now. Like this. Imagine how massive a boost this is going to be to them winning this game. They're going to go into the playoffs like high as a kite, and it's going to really, really do wonders for us, this will. And if we lose, then it's the final dip in the ascension to the top, because we'll get the 5 seed and we'll work our way through the hard way, the really hard way. Either way, we win.
it's
We're
true.
going to the playoffs. You've got to get into the playoffs. You've got a ticket to the dance. We got a ticket to the dance. We can cash it in.
I just want the ticket to be a VIP ticket. That's all.
Oh man, right.
You've got to have a healthy quarterback to get to the dance. That was a Florida State reference from last year. They didn't get their ticket because
I love that as well. I was editing the college show, and then I'm there, like, just finished clipping up all your previews for thing, and then you throw the Florida State shade in right at the fucking end.
Oh, I didn't think you'd get that far, so I thought, oh, it's safe here.
I have to watch all the, like, I'm dedicated to my craft here making these clips. I watch all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Guys in the chat, thank you for sticking with us for this game. Vikings beat the Packers 27-25. Renders tomorrow. Completely useless for the Lions, apart from for momentum's sake. I hope you can join us for that game, as despite it being useless, we will be on the call because the Lions are playing a game, and therefore we shall watch the Lions, and I hope you can join us for that. But the game for all the marbles now is next week. Lions-Packers, both currently 13-win teams. They will be going head-to-head for the NFC's #1 seed. And, well, in Dan Campbell we trust. Let's go Lions, one pride.
One pride and FT fucking P.
Yeah, screw you, Packers.